The goddess of magic is missing. Her champions banished. Trapped. Powerless. They must become worthy.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Unbound. This is our original 5th edition D&D campaign that uses adventures from Uncaged Anthology. Uncaged Anthology is a collection of myth and folklore-themed modules that subvert tropes around mythological creatures and beings that are women. We are also featuring the Scholar class by Benjamin Huffman, both of which are available for purchase on the DM's Guild. Shout out to all of our Patreons because of them. All of the things that we do over on our channel, the one-shots, the marathons, 3-shots, all of that is possible. Thank you so much for all of your support there. And we also have a YouTube. You can find all of our previous episodes of Unbound on our YouTube, as well as all of the marathons and things that we do. If you, my dear viewers, wish to interact with this game, there are a few ways you can do so. You can hang out, use your channel points, all that good stuff to redeem a reroll to the player of your choice, or for $10, you can unlock a card from the deck of many things to the player of your choice, which can possibly make them very, very happy or very sad. Also does some really dope, crazy stuff. It's pretty fun. You change the narrative, change it all. We already have quite a few cards for our players. But before we get to that, I will like to let everyone have a chance to introduce themselves. Please. Tell us who you are, where we can find you, and tell us a bit of a recap about your character. Maybe one or two fun facts about them, like a trivia kind of thing, for those of our viewers that might be joining us for the very first time, as we are featuring this very, very special episode on the Lady Mace channel. Thank you so much for having us. Thank you, thank you. We're going to go ahead and jump right into it. EJ.
Interchangeable at this point, really. Hi everyone, my name is EJ. I'm in chat. That's one big egg. I'm on Twitter, several big eggs. And on Friday nights, I play Adon. I'm a little earth genasi, artificer, tinkerer kind of person. I am, I guess I'm a bit taller now, but a bit of a lanky individual. Got the red sedimentary kind of skin. And I'm kind of just, building shit, making friends with sheep, having a good time. We can curse on this channel, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good.
Okay, good. Excellent. Thank you so much. Next, we have Dungeon Dame.
That's me. Hi, I'm Dungeon Dame. I play Laris. She is a changeling ranger warlock. When the gang split up after... wow, all the words are gone from my head. Hecate passed. She went on a little bit of an adventure, and she found a warlock patron, and now she can also do magic. And we've recently discovered she can also kind of turn into like a hot demon babe mommy sort of thing, and it's pretty sick.
It's pretty hot.
It's pretty hot. And she has a pet raccoon and also now a daddy raccoon.
Yeah.
Daddy Quick Pant Foot, if I remember correctly.
What? All right, I need to update my notes. Quick pant. I didn't write that down.
Well, here we came up with Pant Foot, Trouser Foot, Quick Pant, and Daddy Quick Pant Foot.
I'm sorry, where did the pant come from?
Because he's wearing pants, and I got him off of pants.
There you go.
A lot happened last episode.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's hilarious. I'm Dungeon Doom, and you can find me all over the internet at Dungeon_Dame.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Bravo will unfortunately not be able to join us here tonight, but she will be back next time. Moving right along, Giggly, why don't you tell us about who you are?
Hello, I'm Giggly. You can find me here on Twitch at GigglyDendroLegus or on Twitter at GigglyDendro. I play Samara. She is a tiefling cleric monk. She used to have a fairy dragon. tell us.
I forgot about that.
For me.
Shit.
Now she don't have one.
Why do you have to start off like that? Like,
Because I'm really sad about it. Because I always introduce Blueberry right after Samara, and now he's not here.
And maybe if we make you feel bad enough, Stella.
No.
it's not possible.
No.
Do you remember how excited I got when I took Blueberry away?
It was just me.
That's vicious. That's cruel.
She's coming after me. My own heart. But yes, she has a little fairy dragon named Blueberry, who's currently not around at the moment. We don't know where he is. Amongst her whole other zoo that other characters are tending to at the moment.
Here,
But yeah.
we'll make it a little interesting. If anybody wants to draw a card for Blueberry, you can $10 one card. Help Blueberry
Kill him,
out.
I'll never forgive you.
Whatever you do, don't draw the skull card.
What's the backstory card? Because that would be hilarious for me.
Oh,
Oh
yes!
my god, that would be so
Yes!
funny.
Oh my god. The backstory card is something that we can't pronounce, right?
Yeah.
I
That's the
think
one.
Bravo said it's Urali.
Mm-hmm.
You're right.
Yeah.
Oh, like
Yeah.
from Inscription. I digress. Move on. I digress.
Thank you. Next we have the Lady May. You know who this is. This is her channel.
Hey, I'm May. Hello, friends. You can find me most often not here on my own channel, but elsewhere on the internet. But yeah, we are here for a special episode of Unbound where I play Nell, 2'9" halfling. She was initially a chef, but after a strange series of events, is now the champion of Nyx's Hand of Night and a Twilight domain cleric and co-parent of an ankylosaurus named Pinecone,
Mm-hmm.
who over the course of the last few journeys is pretty much have been left to be babysat by Fiona, I think most of the time.
Mm-hmm. Oh, don't worry. In my notes, the very first line is Pinecone.
Oh gods.
no.
I don't know if we like that after what
I
happened to
know.
Blueberry.
Remember how I told y'all that we're gonna have a feels day today?
No.
We're gonna cry.
Can we do like a happy, like amusement park kinda?
Yeah, I thought you
Beach
said
trip.
Field Day, not Feels Day.
No.
Yeah, we're gonna go to Raging Waters. We're gonna go to Raging Waters.
No. We're gonna go ahead and start this off strong. I'm sorry. Is there anything else that you wanted to say?
No.
Before I
Okay.
ruin your life.
Final words before you draw one card. Thank you so much, Zombie, for this card to May.
Oh, me. Stop.
Okay. Next we have Alaris. You have 2 cards. Thank you so much for the cards from Adam.
Stop. That's where the camera is. That's my mic.
Stop.
And one more.
Stop.
Oh shit. Okay. And then we have Samara. You have 3 cards, 2 from Adam and 1 from Zombie. Thank you.
Adam. Thank you.
Um,
Stop.
Okay.
Stop.
Okay.
Ooh. Stop.
Okay.
Oh my god, I got the ruin card.
You got
Hey, a little
Two-
naked Samara. Nobody's gonna complain.
2 of your cards are pretty bad.
oh no.
But
I
it'll
get
be
really
fine.
good cards all the time, so it's okay. It needs to balance out somehow.
It's
How
true. The amount of
gracious of
wishes
you. I would
and
be
moon,
pissed now.
like the fates and moon card that you've gotten, is quite a lot.
That's very true.
And the vizier card.
It is true. Very true.
That one's stressful.
I know, I'm like,
That one's stressful.
who is my dad?
Who is dad?
Father.
Who is Papa?
Father. Or other mom.
It's just a 23
Yeah,
and me. The
potentially
vizier is
other
just a
mom.
23 and me. Sorry.
All right, we're gonna open today's episode on a scene right outside of the small houses. So we see inside of Moontown there is an area with very, very tiny wooden homes. You can see that it is set in a field that is surrounded by a very humble-looking fence. We have a number of sheep, a cow, a goat, and among them, inside of one of these tiny dwellings, is a raccoon living like a king. You see that Quickfoot has been keeping himself quite busy. He has started a sort of business of his own. Inside of this small dwelling, we see smatterings of treasure gathered in different corners, secreted away into the shadows of one of these small houses. And occasionally we see Quickfoot scamper out to gather an egg or steal someone's shoe or their ring and just secret away into the small houses. And he perks up as he hears a familiar voice, and he begins to run towards the street to follow after them. Alaris, you are currently walking alongside Frost, passing the small houses, and Quickfoot climbs onto your shoulder. Frost says, "Listen, I don't really know exactly how to break this to Nell, but you're co-parenting that giant, flat, hairless cow, right?"
Yeah, I don't think it's a cow, but sure.
I'm not quite sure what it is, but it has proven to be quite useful for my establishment. You see, and clip-clopping alongside Alaris is Frost, this unicorn. We see that he is mostly silver, blue in color. He has a very lustrous mane that comes down in swirls and braids. There are seashells, there are feathers kind of entwined within, and there's a sort of like pearlescent kind of glitter about him as he is trotting alongside Alaris. And occasionally you see a little mage hand appear to pick a flower and tuck it into his braid as they're walking along. Yeah, so, I was really excited about the idea of labor without having to pay for it, right? So, Pinecone has been really, really useful, but I think we're starting to run into some problems.
Why were you using our naked cow as labor without consulting us first?
I mean, you were kind of gone on a mission, and they were there, and it seemed like a win-win kind of situation, you know?
I'd like to see the conditions of this work, but what seems to be your issue?
Well, I'm glad you asked. And you see him just punch out a hoof, and it opens the back door to the Crossed Candles and Inn. And you see Pinecone, much larger than last time, very casually chewing away at leftovers that have been piled into the room behind the kitchen. a very efficient disposal system.
Oh, well, Pinecone seems to be enjoying himself. What seems to be your problem?
Well, you see, it seems that his diet is not without restraint. It has no restraint. He has been starting to eat the furniture.
Well, maybe you should have been paying him and he wouldn't have eaten the furniture.
So as you're standing there, you see Pinecone, this fucking dinosaur, in the back room of this tavern, currently chewing away at a leftover ham hock. I don't know if Ankylosaurus, they're probably herbivores, but this one's, there's something very special about Pinecone.
It's fair.
And this is fantasy. This is a fantasy dinosaur.
There's a unicorn and a dinosaur. The dinosaur can eat meat. It's fine.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense.
So I take it you would prefer he did not eat the furniture.
Yeah.
All right, let me see if I can talk to him.
All right, and you see Ross just immediately turn away and leave.
Yeah, I don't know if the spell is going to work on a dinosaur, but I guess we'll find out. I would like to cast Speak with Animals.
All right. As you cast a spell, what does the spell look like?
For Alaris and Pinecone, Alaris probably goes up and just kind of like brushes a hand against Pinecone, and it leaves like a trail of like charcoal along him. Mm-hmm. And like there's like a tiny tether of charcoal that like floats in between them with like little particles.
Excellent. So as you were speaking to Pinecone, what do anyone that might be listening hear?
How does this spell work?
It's totally up to you. Do they hear you barking or mooing, or do they hear your regular voice?
I think it's almost like chirping. You know how like a cat chirps when it's like looking at a bird or something like that? That's probably the sound that they hear.
Okay. Yes, what would you like to say to Pinecone?
And she'll come up to Pinecone and just like kind of grab him by the muzzle.
Yeah, so
snoot.
Pinecone has evolved in color. You can see that the back of his back shell, like, plates, I don't know dinosaur anatomy, but like the long flat plates of his body are mostly purple on top, and it kind of fades into a gray ombre towards his stumpy legs. He doesn't have a neck, so you kind of have to just bend down in front of him.
All right, she'll at first she'll like bend over and then realize how low it is, and then she'll squat.
Yeah, because he like, can't really look up.
Yeah. And she'll say, Pinecone, my sweet darling. Unfortunately, you cannot eat the wooden furniture in here. But we can find you somewhere else to eat wood if you want that.
You see kind of like a dull haze over his eyes as you begin to speak to him, and he blinks very softly, very slowly. You know that Pinecone has a very gentle disposition. Doesn't seem to like moving very quickly or much at all, honestly. And as you speak, goes, just blinks lovingly at you.
She'll give him like a little head pat and be like, we'll find you somewhere else for the yummies.
He begins to move forward and doesn't have personal space. No, he begins to kind of scoop you up a little bit as he's beginning to waddle forward very slowly unless you get out of the way. He mostly takes up the majority of the room here, and he begins to depart out of the door that you came in, and you can see that he's trying very carefully to not swat his hammer tail around.
So gentle. Is he big enough that I could just like kind of sit on his back without being uncomfortable? Okay, that's what
he's like the size of a horse now, but like
Sweet.
Ottoman height.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
He's very flat.
He's like a magic carpet.
Yeah, absolutely. So as you begin to exit out on the back of Pinecone, you can see that Nell is currently coming up towards you.
Nell.
Yes? Oh.
Pinecone's been eating furniture. We need to find somewhere else for him to eat fiber.
You find the furniture very tasty? Like,
That's a yes.
I don't know how to make furniture, but I'm sure we can find something
I think maybe like
else more
trees
edible.
might be
Oh, okay.
might work. Yeah, probably because that's what furniture is made out of. I assume that would work.
There's trees, right? There's
so
trees
many
on-
trees.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Alaris will just kind of like look around for like the nearest patch that she can see of the forest beyond the city.
So the Cross Candles Inn is definitely towards the northern part of Moontown. So there is a physical barrier of cliff, water, cliff that you're very familiar with, because on the other side of it is a forest. But it is about 100-foot drop.
The cliff Samara pushed Alaris off of.
Yes.
Yes.
Very
Cliff.
familiar. Yep.
I don't think we're going to be able to lift Pinecone up that.
No.
Any ideas?
Where does Day get their wood?
That's a good question. Maybe we should go talk to Day. And Dave, I think, is also there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Day and Dave.
Day and Dave.
Dave
They
and
might
Dave.
have an idea. Pinecone. Pinecone. Go to... What was the name of the shop Day worked at?
The Lonely Bough.
To the Lonely Bough.
Nell's gonna like clamber up.
Alaris will help.
Yeah, it's really easy. There's definitely no struggle whatsoever. The two of you sit. Pinecone moves at like 5 miles per hour.
It's a leisurely journey.
Yeah,
It is
fine.
so leisurely, and people definitely move out of the way as you're making your way. So you're gonna cut all the way across Moontown because the Lonely Bough is on the other side of the Central Plaza.
Fantastic.
I love it so much. So we'll fade to black there. Adon. Thank you, Adam, for the 2 cards too. Adon, please tell me when to step.
Stop.
Okay.
Stop.
Okay. Wow. These are interesting cards.
Good, interesting.
Yeah. Okay. So as the scene opens up for you, Adon, you have been spending some time in your workshop, and you're currently there with Calibor. Calibor is off to the side, and you can see that he has been utilizing a contraption. You see his talon-like fingers, which have been forged from the remnants of Avalon's armor, this like purple claw-like hand, is currently pulling at some igneous rock stones on something that looks kind of like an abacus. And he is currently taking measurements, and you know that he is calculating the next coordinates, the next time for the face that you need next. And over the course of the last few days, he has been speaking to you about various things, answering your questions about whatever it is that you are ruminating over. And currently, he is giving you some advice about the time machine. And he says, "It is imperative that we maintain the balance as Kronos has. So,
So you bring a thing, you leave a thing.
precisely."
I
So
think we got
next
that down.
to Adon is this 8 foot, 9 foot, 8'2", 8'6",
He
9'2".
keeps growing every episode.
It's a very tall person. Imagine Paul Bettany. It's Paul Bettany.
Mhm. Who hit his growth spurt recently? His 40s.
Yes.
It's just still going up.
Yeah, just taller every episode. A very lanky man with a very hard and composed face. You see that his pale complexion suddenly ends about mid-torso, where there's a crack across his body, where it becomes quite evident that he is not made of meat. He is a construct. He has in his very core this sort of lava-like stone that spins on itself, a core that is nestled between the two halves of his stone body. And you see there are random plates that have been fused on his form of the same material of Avalon's previous armor. And he is currently in tattered robes that flow behind him.
That's what I was gonna ask. I was gonna ask, why is his torso visible? Is
It's
just popping a titty? I get it now.
Titties are out, okay? Like, it's workshop, it gets
It's a
sweaty.
9 foot tall Paul Bettany, and you don't want his titties out.
No, there's like a little butt window, and you see his
Yeah.
extremely
That
square
booty.
ass.
Flat.
Super flat booty. Give it to me. It's like a charcuterie board.
You have been quite patient and understanding in my lectures, Adon. Is there anything else that I can illuminate for you?
Yes, I'm wondering what you're gonna do when the world ends. Are you planning on dying or not?
He doesn't respond right away, but his hands continue the work, and he says, I have a plan or two.
That's what I was really hoping for, because I've been trying to think of a plan, and everybody's been telling me that, no, you're gonna die, you can't really do anything about it. I'm like, okay, what if I go to a different plane? What if I go to a different world? Are all the worlds ending? And they're like, no, you're gonna die. So essentially what I'm asking is, does your plan have room for 5 or 6 more people?
No.
Please.
No.
Okay. Would you mind leaving then? I need the space to work out my plan. And if you're not really gonna well, it doesn't feel like we have like a mutual relationship anymore. I'm letting you use my space. We're running your little errands for you. We're your little, fucking dirty work goblins trying to do all this work for you, and you're just gonna live without us? I mean, okay. Leave.
As you say that, it doesn't seem as if Calibor is really listening to you. He continues the work, and all of a sudden, his composed face sort of halts. He stops blinking, and he stares at his device. He quietly sets it down, he turns, and he leaves.
I work on whatever he was just working on.
Okay.
And I also motion for one of my hex bugs to follow him out, but like stealthily.
Oh, okay. Oh, this could be spicy. All right. I need a stealth check from your hex bug, and I need an arcana check from Adon.
Let me check. I think it has a +4.
Everyone has a ton of fucking blessings.
It does. I do, don't it? Okay. Yeah. Stealth +4. Okay. And then... Okay, I'm gonna use a blessing on that.
Okay, let's turn your 3 into something else. Adon uses a blessing. That's a 2. Okay, so that's a 7.
Wait, let me ask how many nat 20s I do. I have any
shit.
nat 20s?
I was hoping you weren't going to ask. Okay, Adon, you have 5. Alaris, you have 4. Nell has 3. Samara has 5. And I have 6.
I am certainly using a nat 20 on that.
Okay, excellent.
And Arcana. Why am I rolling so shitty? That's a 4. I just got a 3, a 2, and a 4.
It's all right. Getting it out. Okay. Adon uses a blessing. Great Canadian guy. Thank you so much for the raid. Welcome in, and everybody. Hello. Okay, so that's a nat 20 for your stealth check and a 13 for your arcana. Okay, as Adon, you pick up this strange device. You go to pick it up, and you realize that it is burning hot, that it will hurt your hands if you pick it up, so you stop.
I get my gloves.
Okay, you get your gloves, and you stand in front of it, and with a 13, you're smart enough to figure out that the gloves might not be enough.
Shit. I blow on it.
What was that about smart enough?
Yeah.
You blow on it, you see it just get kind of like even brighter and hotter.
And he was just holding it with his bare hands, right?
Well, he doesn't have hands, really. Like, it's
His
metal.
claws.
Yeah.
I pick it up with my mage hand.
Okay. You pick it up, and you see that this is an extremely complicated device. It's really hard to make much of it. It has a lot of intricate, tiny pieces. You realize the little abacus, igneous rock pieces are actually in fragments, so they can twist and turn. And so it's very delicate, and there are like probably 100 different moving pieces in this thing.
God, probably wasn't that important, whatever he was working on.
Do you want to like manipulate some of them?
I mean, yeah, I'm gonna mess with it, and I'm also gonna replicate whatever is on his abacus on mine, so
Okay.
I can just kind of finish the calculations when it's not burning hot.
Okay. Excellent. Yeah. You feel confident that you do the thing.
Should I feel confident? It didn't sound like it.
It's passable, right?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, just,
Enough.
apocalypse related shit. It'll be fine.
It'll be fine. As
Okay.
fine as this apocalypse is gonna be anyways. So.
Yeah. So with your nat 20, with your hex bug, can you describe to me what this looks like as it's following Calibor? He's making his way unhurried out of the tunnels.
Yeah, so it kind of, as soon as I make the motion for the hexbug to follow him, it's gonna like collapse into a bit of a smaller size. So it kind of literally just looks like a big fly on the wall that's just chasing Calibor, and then it flies down and lands on the back of one of his on the back of his robes, and it's just gonna sit there with its little glowing eyes on his robes.
Okay, I love that so much. All right. So we see Calibor exit out of the tunnels here. Oh, it's so depressing. Hold on. Where? Okay. We follow Calibor out of the tunnels, and he begins to make his way up. And he emerges out of a trash can behind the crossed candles and in. He makes his way over to, we see this extremely large ship, this wooden ship that was once broken into 2 pieces, but has undergone some significant repairs. Samara, you have been laboring over this for quite some time, with bits of help from different people here or there. And Calibor begins to approach you. What do we see now as you are working on the ship?
I think right now Samara would probably be sitting on a rock or on the ground nearby trying to pick out some splinters.
As you're kind of fixating on your hands and doing some really delicate work trying to pull the splinters out, you see the shadow of Calibor wash over you before you hear him, and he comes to a stop in front of you. You know that Calibor is someone that speaks with precision without waste. He's deliberate and forthcoming. For him to show hesitancy is something that's a bit new to you. In the time you have come to know him, you know that he is not one to linger. As he stands before you now, his hands are neatly folded behind his back, and he's looking down at you, but not unkindly.
Is everything okay?
Samara, we are not friends.
All right, fuck you too. I'm gonna stand up and like put my hands on my hips.
We are not friends, and this is why I have chosen you to trust with what I'm about to tell you.
Should we go somewhere else?
If you like.
Okay, I'll like shovel us to a like empty alleyway or something like that.
Okay. As you begin to move into an empty alleyway, he looks to you, and there is a bit of softness on his face. And he begins to lower his voice. And Samara, you realize that his words, they begin as a whisper and it begins to fade into a spell. And he casts a message spell and begins to speak with you telepathically. Is that a word? Telepathy.
Telepathically?
Telepathically.
Telepathetically.
Telepathetically, bitch.
The words. He tells you He begins to tell you the long paragraph that I sent you before the session. And he takes his time as he's explaining this to you. He is slow and he is careful. And he says, speaking out loud now, Adon is effective, perhaps to a fault. No, they need to be here with you. Alaris is impulsive. I do not have any confidence that she would do well for it. Avalon. He trails off for a moment and simply finishes with, is not the answer. Nell? I am not quite sure what Nell is anymore, though I think we both agree that she does not belong there.
Yeah.
And with you, I think we would both agree that my choice is the correct choice.
Yeah, I would say so.
Can I count on you when it matters?
Maybe if you admit that you like us and that we're all friends.
You see, as you're kind of like building up to this, the first time you've ever seen a look of worry kind of crease his eyebrow as he's waiting for your answer. And as you say that, it just disappears and he goes stoic again. He draws in a breath and straightens. Some of you are tolerable.
He likes us.
That's okay. I know you like us. You don't have to say it out loud.
His mouth twitches irritably. I
Okay.
need to hear it.
I will keep a secret, keep it safe.
For the very first time, you hear Calibor say, "Thank you."
Sorry, can you say that again really quick?
He turns briskly away. And he begins to march off. Just go ahead and roll me a perception check. Just for funsies.
Me?
Yes, my dear.
Oh god, where is it? I can't read now.
I'm blind.
I'm blind.
You can't
Oh my
see the
gosh.
perception. That's a
What is
problem.
happening? I can't perceive.
Perceptifies.
Wow. Okay.
Tweet, yeah.
Okay. 23. You see, as Calibor is marching away, the hex bug on his tailcoat that very distinctly belongs to Adon.
I'm gonna call out to Calibor, be like, wait, hold on. And then I'm gonna like pluck the hex bug off him.
Okay. Are you doing this like sneaky?
No.
Okay. He turns to look down and you see his brow crease. He says nothing.
I think we know who this belongs to.
This bitch. Calibor, I'm gonna kill you.
And he continues to walk away.
A second later, you hear from like some random barrel nearby, like slides to the side. Adon pokes their head up. What was that for?
I'm gonna flick it at her. Or at them.
Why? What do you guys talk about? My bug just told me you guys were just looking at each other.
Well, it's obviously none of your business. I'm gonna go back to working on the boat.
Adon like stalks off, like sulking.
Adon, in this moment, as you are frustrated at the lack of information in this very suspicious meeting in an alleyway with Calibor, who is being a little cagey with the details, you feel your frustration welling inside of you. You have drawn the Fool card.
Oh no, I don't know what that is.
The updated Fool card, you lose something. A memory, a sense, a bond, etc. So it can be as abstract or little as you like. You lose something or you choose to let something go.
I probably forget that Calibor was growing on me a little bit. I probably just go back to, fuck this guy. Heard.
Okay.
Hey, he was close. We were almost friends. You can't be friends if you're not gonna talk to me.
All right. Excellent. So Samara goes back to the boat. Adon, what would you like to do? Adon pulls
a huge pint of pizza.
Adon just like stands in the alleyway, pulls out like a fistful of crackers and starts munching on them.
I mean, honestly, that's not too far off. They pull out a multivitamin. But yeah, Adon just kind of like stomps off. They are not gonna go back down into their tunnels right now because they're waiting for their other homunculus servant and maybe whatever. I have a dryad down there maybe that helps me out, I think, at some point. I'm waiting for them to clear Calibor's stuff so I can go back down. Adon's gonna go... Where does Adon go when they're upset? Adon probably finds whatever one of their friends is the closest. And because Samara is in on a secret that Adon is jealous of, they're gonna go find Nell or Alaris.
You find them very easily. They are moving 5 miles per hour across the very open plaza right now.
They're still on Pinecone?
Yeah.
I guess I'll just walk next to them.
It's a pretty fast walking pace.
Yeah, I'm brisk, dude.
Your legs are short.
Adon actually flips these Heelys on. Wheels pop out of their shoes.
Dawn had a growth spurt.
I had a growth spurt, guys. I'm
Long
like
strides.
5'7" now.
And
Oh
Larry's
my
now
God.
the shortest out of the bunch.
Well, Nell.
Yeah.
But I pick out my Heelys and I ride next to Alaris and Nell. Guys, I think Samara has a secret.
Don't we all?
Do we?
No.
Am I supposed to?
Oh. Larry will just like. I see they've
hate secrets.
remodeled
I don't
that
understand what the
building.
point of secrets are. I don't understand what the point of secrets are.
Privacy?
I write it down. In my notebook. No. I don't think I have any secrets.
No? None?
Well, if you have a secret, aren't you supposed to not tell anyone?
Probably.
If I tell you my secret, will you tell me your secret?
I could tell you a secret.
One time I made a homunculus servant. One time I made a robot with the intention of being my friend, and then it just left me.
Alaris like looks to now.
And I just made another one.
Oh,
Oh.
Your turn.
I'm allergic to eggs.
Oh. Why have you not told that to me before?
You've eaten so many breakfast burritos from
Nell
now.
is horrified.
You've eaten so many.
I didn't want to hurt you. The food was so good, but it just
This
made
is
my
why
throat close
secrets
up,
are
like,
bad.
A little bit.
This is why secrets are horrible. I feel much better after telling you my secret.
But I've been hurting you this whole time.
No, it's fine. It was delicious. It was like a delicious pain, you know? They're good. Sometimes you need that.
That's not how pain works.
It is for some people.
I write it down. Well, your egg turned out nice. I mean, pinecone. I mean, your dinosaur. I mean, your big bald cow. What are we calling it?
Like, do we know what dinosaurs are?
Yeah.
Roll a history check.
Like, do we know what species pinecone is?
Roll a dinosaur
is
check.
pinecone literally just a big bald cow at this point?
Oh, nat 20.
Wow, those are high rolls. We got an 18 from Nell, a nat 20 from Alaris, and a 23 from Dawn. Yeah, you know what dinosaurs are.
Listen, we can let Frost call him a bald cow, but we all, the three of us, know what he is.
Wait, I need...
called him a bald cow?
Yeah.
As like an insulting way, or
No.
as like a
I think he just
a
didn't
noun?
know. Yeah.
Can
Definitely
each of
noun.
you tell me how you know dinosaur lore?
Oh, sorry. Dawn had an obsession with pill bugs and armored insects and kind of just went back in the history books a long time ago. That's how they know dinosaurs.
Hecate had Alaris collecting some history archives way back in the day, and Alaris read them out of curiosity as to what the heck those were. And then that's how she discovered what dinosaurs were.
Yeah, imagine Nell had them confirmed to like the whatever time space she had with Nyx. But she probably would have like read theories about them. Just curious from like ingredient standpoint. As she kind of like
I love
I thought
that.
she's gonna cook pinecone, but you know.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. Yeah, you, Nell especially, you know, that one month during the 2-year period where you were just made out of star stuff, you know, you absolutely like, you know, lived through some kind of like Big Bang comet thing. You have also drawn the star card. So you can increase one of your ability scores by 1. Cannot exceed 24. As you kind of appreciate Pinecone, which is definitely not a bald cow. Pinecone does not seem bothered either way.
What are you guys up to?
We're finding pinecone dinner.
Like, what does he? What do they eat?
Furniture currently.
Yeah.
What kind?
The ones at the inn.
Yeah.
So like wood, chairs, tables.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, there's a bunch of busted chairs and benches in the variety from the festival.
Oh yeah.
It's true.
As you say that, the group of you come to a halt right at the center of the plaza. And it is here that you see that the founder's statue, which was surrounded by the fountain, is completely busted. You see that there are fragments of wood scattered throughout what were benches, tables, a dance floor, a very, very expansive dance floor. It's just kind of strewn about. You can see that there are still people trying to sweep some of the debris out of the way, and Pinecone immediately starts beginning to survey.
I can see why Frost thought he was a cow, actually.
Yeah.
The horizontal jaw movement.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
You're
Pinecone
just like staring.
Pinecone comes to a stop and just starts munching on a leg of a chair.
You can probably let him graze. Help the cleanup effort.
I mean, Frost was using him as a bit of a disposal unit for food earlier, so this is probably...
What kind of food?
I think just like people's leftovers at the restaurant.
It was getting paid for that work, right?
In food, apparently.
That's not right.
I agree. We need to have a chat with Frost about unpaid labor.
Send him
No.
the bill.
Aren't you like sort of working the kitchen there? Isn't that like Aren't you like kind of managing it?
Are
instead
you
of that
getting
weird
paid
cat?
now? You're getting
Am I
paid right now?
Supposed to be being paid?
Oh.
Well, I think we are getting free food there because Nell's managing it.
Yes.
Is that what the
Oh.
deal was? I don't remember.
Yeah, we can eat anything.
Is that even? But you,
that
if we're
we
eating it, you're
want.
making it anyways, right?
I'm not there all the time.
As
I'm not well versed in. Go ahead.
as the group is wondering on the very shady work ethic and practices of Frost the Unicorn, you realize that the busted fountain is not empty. You see the very large, suspiciously buff frog, Cornelius, the size of an ottoman, the size of like a very large dog, actually, just kind of lift his head up over the edge of the broken fountain, and his eyes, wide and disc-like, peer out towards you. And he looks to Alaris. And Alaris, you hear his telepathetically voice going straight to your mind place, and only you hear him as he says in a very elegant voice, "I have come to warn you, champions, that it seems others are beginning to depart from Moon Town."
Is this bad?
Yes.
Oh.
You realize Cornelius is not glowing.
Cornelius, where did your sunshine go?
Yes, I suspect that the others are leaving because the mandate of heaven has been fulfilled.
Oh, God. Zzz, God, zzz. Do you know who got it?
No. I suspect others are leaving so that they may be the first to greet the new ruler of Olympus.
Guys, somebody got the thing and is now top god.
Oh.
Made it of heaven?
Yeah, that thing. Cornelius isn't glowing anymore, see?
Oh, Cornelius. Adon gives them a European hello, a kiss on both cheeks.
Oh my god, as soon as you start walking up to Cornelius, you see, like, he doesn't have a neck, but somehow his head just kind of, like, squishes into his body, and then you just, like,
he
smooch,
doesn't want a
smooch.
kiss?
No, like, maybe. I don't know, roll me an insight check. Do you really care?
I do want to know if he doesn't want me to give him a kiss.
Okay. Roll me an insight check. Let's see your froggy senses.
If he doesn't like me, I'm gonna cry.
Okay, 16. You can tell that he is absolutely excited about this, and he's trying to remain composed. And as you give him a smooch smooch, he just begins to have a froggy blush.
I love this frog. Did he tell you who?
No, he doesn't know.
When?
Um,
I look at Cornelius. When?
Cornelius's elegant voice rings in your mind and says, "Just 20 minutes ago, I was looking for you."
20 minutes ago. When did when did Calibor leave? Like 5, 10, 15, 20?
Calibor left?
Oh, Calibor left. He has a secret with
Why?
Samara.
What?
I don't know. Oh, well, okay. Well, I guess it is a little bit my fault. Okay. I asked him, okay, when the apocalypse happens, what are you going to do? Are you just going to die? And he said, no, I'm not just going to die. And I said, okay, well, if you have a plan, can you include 5 or 6 more people in that plan? And he said, no. And I said, okay, well, I'm not going to help you if you're not going to help me. So you can't use my stuff and you have to leave. And then he left. I thought there would be a longer argument in which I could perhaps persuade him, but that wasn't the case. I am not well versed in communications as of yet. But he left and he has a secret with Samara.
Oh.
How do you know he has a secret?
They were looking at each other
And
For
that
really-
means that they have a secret?
for if I were to look at someone for that long of a time, I would be very uncomfortable and I would try to leave. They were looking at each other for a long time. And I think they have a secret.
Okay.
Were they
Because,
talking?
you know, because I feel there may have been some form of magical communication happening behind the scenes. Maybe something that the mechanical eyes of my hex bug could not discern. I'm not quite sure. It may have been a lover's gaze. I don't know for certain. It may be something conspiratorial.
Okay, well, did you ask Samara about it?
She said it was none of my business.
Well, it was probably none of your business then. You remember when
I
you
didn't
said,
say it was my business. I just said they have a secret.
when I told you about people having secrets for privacy reasons?
But you asked me where he went.
Yep, you could have
You
said
want the
away.
information? Okay. Retcon away, Adon says. Okay.
You
Away.
see, at this time, Diapani begins to walk up towards the group. You see this giantess with long, flowing, silvery hair pulled into a bubble braid. She is currently wielding a very large sword that's sheathed into a scabbard across her shoulders. She lankily makes her way towards the group, and she says, "Dear champions, did you hear? The mandate of heaven has been fulfilled."
Just now, in fact, do you know who it is?
None of us know.
Oh.
I have stayed back so that I may inform you.
Is everyone leaving?
It is my understanding that Uklot has gone in order to keep an eye on Asna. Asna has certainly left.
Yeah, that checks. So everyone, where's everyone go? Olympus?
Yes, that is my understanding. They will have to find their own way.
I wonder if the ship is fixed enough to go back.
Do we have to go? We're not like part of their club, right?
I mean,
I do not suspect there is much that you could do. I understand that you do have your own goals.
Yes, I mean, all the gods will die if the red ball isn't taken care of, so we're kind of working on that right now. Doesn't matter who's in charge if they're only in charge for another few weeks.
This does seem to have some wisdom.
Adon kind of like, yeah, I do have wisdom.
Do you know where I may find Lady Samara?
Nell just looks at Adon.
yeah, we both look to Adon, just like,
I don't know, ask Calibor.
I will
Can't,
seek out
he's gone.
Calibor. Did Calibor leave as well?
Yeah, he left.
He is gone. That is surprising.
Was he?
well, he was told to leave, so
I was
see.
attempting to communicate in a different way.
But you do know where Samara is, do you not, Adon?
Wasn't she like leaving the tavern? Like, I don't know where she went, right?
The boat.
Or the,
You'd have seen her
sorry,
go to
I
the
mean
boat.
the boat. Oh, yes. She went to the boat.
I will go seek the vessel.
The boat is the vessel. As she was saying Samara was the vessel, and I was like, for what?
That is between a knight and their lady.
Oh, God.
It just runs away.
She just track stars away.
She's a runner. She's a...
You hear a whoosh of wings overhead, and very softly landing in front of you is Shu. You see the large sphinx-like being with a lion-like face, massive murder mittens,
There's
feathery
toe
wings.
beans.
So
Yeah, the
cute.
toe beans are
Toe
huge.
beans. Need toe beans.
Shu, oh god, I don't remember his voice, looks to Nell expectantly and bows his head.
Are you wanting to leave as well?
I did wish to depart, but your safety is more important to me. I have sworn an oath that I would protect you.
I'm more concerned that everyone leaving is maybe leaving a little prematurely, because this whole thing started off with murder and attacking and everyone fleeing. Seems a little odd to everyone be going back.
I suspect that they wish to garner the favor of whoever it is that takes the throne. They are, after all, in charge of decreeing who the new gods will be.
Oh, that's the thing.
Yes, they will choose their own court.
So they
can choose anyone?
Be not gods anymore?
Most of our gods and goddesses were slain. There is a vacuum of power in Olympus.
Is that a goal of a champion to be promoted?
For some, I would suspect. For me, I wish your safety first.
Well, if you, I appreciate the being protected. But I wouldn't want to take you away from what you feel that you would want to do. But though I worry about your safety about going, though if you feel like you would be cast out if you don't go, I wouldn't want you to miss the opportunity.
He bows his head and he says,
I wish to remain by your side, if it pleases you.
I greatly appreciate your company anytime.
He takes on a small smile. He looks down at Pinecone, turns his head a little, and then looks to Adon.
Winna will certainly want to leave. I think it will take a measure of persuasion to keep Winna from departing.
Oh no, I want them to be a god, and I've never been very good at persuasion anyways. Do you know, did they already leave? It's okay if they did.
I do not know.
Okay.
Do you wish me to go search for them?
He unfurls his massive wings.
No, let them do what they want to do. So anybody could feasibly become a god there? Adon is not being subtle about their interest.
You see him lift up a massive murder mitten and kind of stroke his chin. And he says,
I am not sure of the specifics.
I mean, the power that comes with becoming a god, is nothing to sneeze at. That would do wonders for my research. I've been having to get through a lot of red tape to get these building permits, but I digress. I'm a little interested.
Oh, Adon, I don't know that you're capable of garnering favor with whoever has become top god.
Yeah, but you guys are, and I have your favor. Do I have your favor?
I mean,
okay.
Yeah, I'd give my life to protect you, so definitely.
Is that favor? Is that favor? I don't know what favor is.
It would require a lot more persuasion to get your favor with whoever this god. We don't even know who it is.
What if it's... Oh, what if it's Asna? Asna loves me.
Then you'd be set.
you see Sheer just kind of wince.
I do not hope it is Asna. Asna would be a poor leader.
Oh. If she's the leader, I won't tell her you said that.
You see him take on a conflicted look.
I mean, it's fair. I hope she's not the leader either, but could be a little.
Well, maybe we
Crazy.
send Winna there and have them send word to us with whoever is God, guy, king.
Yeah. Out of curiosity, how many enemies do we have amongst the people who are trying to become?
I feel like
main
our
god?
biggest enemies are dead. Like Anetis is dead. The other
Omar died like right
Omar
away.
dead, yeah. Aethild is dead, right?
No.
Oh, she doesn't like me.
Aethild is a champion of Sanctuary, champion of Hestia.
Oh. Oh, but Mathea is still alive and out there at large.
Yeah,
And
you know who else
Keela.
is current? Yeah. With Grot, apparently.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I saved Grot's life and Keela's, so they can't be mad at me, right?
Yeah, well, you're not the only one in the group.
I feel like that's how you garner favor.
That they're just not mad at you.
They're just not mad at you anymore.
That's how that works. Yeah, my only concern is that it's somebody who we perhaps do not have the best relations with that becomes top tier and perhaps would be interested in having us removed from any playing board.
Interesting. We could send a messenger, or we could send a representative. We could send Winna.
Send Winna. If they want to go anyways.
I will search for Winna and send them to you.
Oh, no need. And I kind of do the PA system. Hey, Winna.
Everyone here's like,
it's a Dawn. Yeah. Hey, Winna, it's a Dawn. Can you please meet me? I'm in the courtyard right now. Just whenever you're available, I'll be here. Bye. Love you. Bye.
Okay, yes. Everyone in all of Moontown hears this, including you, Samara. So we're gonna cut over to Samara. So you have made your way back to the ship. Is there anything that you want to do?
No, I think I'm just gonna continue working on the boat.
Okay. As you begin to work, you hear the E and Adon's PA message. Do you want to do anything different?
I think I'll wrap up my project and then I'll start making my way over there.
Okay.
I'm not like in a hurry though.
Mm-hmm. As you're making your way towards the plaza, you bump into Diapani, and she says, "Lady Samara, I was hoping to find you." And you notice right away she's not glowing.
Samara is gonna hug her immediately
Oh,
and tear up a little bit. 'Cause
Yeah.
she's like, I've been worried about you and I'm sorry I haven't called.
she lowers down, she puts the sword down, and she wraps her large arms around you, and she is soft and warm. She says, "Lady Samara, you must not worry. I am made of strong stuff. It is warming my heart to see that you are well." She nuzzles you a little bit.
Oh my god, she's so sweet.
She brushes
Um,
hair out of your face.
So you aren't glowing?
Yes, I have sought you out to tell you that the mandate of heaven has been fulfilled. Champions are leaving Moon Town to make their way to Olympus currently.
Okay. Samara's just really nervous because after the vision of Keela,
Yeah. Especially after that.
she's kind of just like rubbing her hands on her legs, making it look like she's wiping off like dirt and everything. She's so fucking nervous. Like, well, maybe we should go meet up with everybody else.
Very well, I will walk with you.
And she turns and follows you. And so, Samara and Yapani return to the plaza here, and you see Winna makes her way from the south. And you see that Winna has a scarf over her throat. It is chiffon, and you can see that there is a gnarly scar just right across underneath the scarf. And as she comes up, she bows her head towards Adon. You can see that she has a pack on her back, and she is wielding her staff. She looks like she's ready to go.
Stella question. How did she get that scar again? Is that something we know?
Yes.
Okay.
I believe it was during the conflict that broke out. Gomar like slit her throat, and she almost died.
I do remember that.
Yeah, so she is mechanically full health, but she has suffered a grievous wound. You know that she's fine. She's just literally scarred.
Okay. Hi, Winna. Hi. You're going to Olympus?
I am.
Okay, cool. We as a group have decided not to go to Olympus. We're a little busy. Could you just tell us when you get there who the new god is, please?
I will send correspondence best of my ability, but I will have to inform you that my duties will go to Olympus first. It is imperative that we find some order among the new leadership.
Okay, yeah. Adon is visibly a little disappointed. So, you're gonna stay there, right? You're not gonna come back to Moontown. No, why would you come back to Moontown?
You see this very composed, very powerful woman who summons thunderstorms for fun, right? She looks a little conflicted as she's looking at you. Her eyebrows kind of knit together. I will not forget you. You will be in my thoughts. But it is important that Olympus is kept in order. It can quickly turn to a state of great devastation.
God, I understand. Don't worry, I understand. And if, maybe you get some of those cool god powers, maybe help us with the apocalypse, but, order first.
Do you wish a seat in the court of Olympus?
If you can get one! I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Japani looks worried, right? Winna does not look phased. Very well. I will see what I can do.
Thank you. I'll see you later.
She lifts a hand, pats you awkwardly on the shoulder,
I stand at attention.
and she leaves.
Okay. Well, now we don't have to go. I mean, unless you still want to.
You okay?
Me?
That seemed weirdly emotional for you.
No.
No, you're
No.
not okay?
You have secrets? I can't have secrets?
I'm just checking
Adon
in.
is like
What
tearing
friends
up
do.
currently.
Yeah. Laris is like, I don't need to know your secrets. I just want to make sure that you're okay.
Fine.
Mm-hmm.
Fine. I have to go pee. And Adon kind of just walks off for a second. You see, quite literally, Adon walks off, finds a nearby tree, just stands behind it for a second, and then comes back.
I thought you were gonna say, stands behind the tree and then just slams their head against the bark.
Honestly, that's not too far off.
Does Adon have the mask on currently or no?
No, and you can see it's turning
It's
to mud.
streaky.
It's sludging off a little bit. It's kind of gross. Kind of hard to look at.
Yeah, okay. You look great. You look so good. Ready for anything.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. I am ready for anything, even everything. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
As you say, I'm ready for anything.
Oh,
The
God,
group
should
of
never
you
say
see
that.
Calibor beginning to approach.
Oh no. I thought he left.
I put my goggles on. You're not gonna see me cry.
As Calibor comes up, he comes to a stop. He folds his hands behind his back, looks down the bridge of his nose at the group of you, and he says, I have found the location of the next key. You will not require the time machine to get there. Are you ready?
Like right this. Where the heck is Samara?
She's right there next to you.
Oh, you've arrived.
Yeah, you see that she's standing next to Diapani.
Yeah, hello to you too.
Uh-huh. Okay, where's the key?
You see Calibor begin to lift up his hands and sparks of light begin to form in a portal. And he just... Okay, listen, in my brain, that looks...
No,
Okay.
I just picture Calibor, this 9 foot tall Paul Bettany, just like flamboyantly,
He's 9
like
feet now.
No, okay, I can't do it right. Okay, in my brain, I'm imagining Doctor Strange opening a fucking portal.
Oh,
That's
Okay,
what I was.
Yeah, so he's
that's what I
like-
had, yeah.
fuck you. He's just like, whoa, 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 wow, 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 wow,
I
wow,
get it
wow.
now.
Yeah, he makes a portal in between you. You can't see him anymore. Now.
Oh.
Yeah. Wait, I don't have anything to leave there. Did
Yeah,
you
how do
put
we get
something?
back? No, we're not going anywhere different in time. You just
Oh
said
yeah.
that. That's fine. We don't have the... You have to, like, touch somebody in the face or something, if I remember correctly, for, like, the teleportation back.
Who's standing closest to him?
Sculpt
Me.
Okay. You see Calibor's hand reach out, and he just touches you very carefully on the chin here, and it leaves a small thumbprint of light.
Alaris leans over to Nell and goes, Lover's secret.
No, Nell's just like eyes are big, and she's kind of like popcorning, kind of like moment, like
Samara, when Calibor grabs her chin, she's gonna fake to like go kiss him. If that's okay.
Yeah, I don't think he leans away, so, like, if you try kissing him, you kiss him.
No, I'm not gonna actually kiss him. I'm
Okay.
just gonna be like,
You just
Wait,
lean,
but
okay.
How tall is Samara, though?
You couldn't reach.
He's
No, I
like
know.
9 feet at this
No,
point.
It's like a sternum.
yeah, no, he's
Jump.
still like 2 feet taller than I am at least.
Yeah.
Like a collarbone kiss. Like, meh.
No, like
As soon as that happens,
titties are out.
Adon
You can do
tries
it
to
on the
make like eye
nipples.
contact with Alaris. I go like,
Okay, anyways, we gotta go.
Right on the butt flap.
Wait, how do I return again?
Reborn.
Choose a word.
Home.
Speak home and return.
Bye, bestie.
All right, Samara goes through.
I go
Yeah, Laris quickly follows behind her. She got questions.
Okay.
and Nell hops off like pine cone and just kind of like eye contact, like California actually like walks through the portal.
I go through pointedly no eye contact.
Just like
Very good. We see the portal wink out of existence. Pinecone continues to munch slowly on wood furniture remnants. And that is where we are going to take our first break. We will be back in about 5 minutes. Make sure you grab some water, do some stretches, grab some snacks. And if you aren't already, follow the Lady May, give support to this lovely channel, and as a thank you for hosting this episode. And we will be back very soon. So as everyone steps through the portal,
Yes.
You find yourselves transported somewhere very, very different. Cat, do not bump the mic, okay? Don't show your butthole on stream. Don't look.
Censor it.
I'm trying. What are you doing? This music is way too
Yeah.
intense for this. Okay.
Yeah, baby.
Baby.
Map. All right. You find yourselves in a very, very different place. Oh, he's sitting on all the cards and he's petting the monitor. Okay, great. You find yourself sitting at a very luxurious table. It is of deep mahogany and lacquered to such a shine you can see your own reflections. You are all dressed very differently here. You're dressed as if you were to be joining someone for a dinner party. What do you look like, Nell?
I imagine Nell would be in kind of like a princess cut dress, very roughly, and kind of like a gradient of deep violets at the bottom, and kind of like comes up to like a salmon at the top, and has like kind of like a tulle sleeves thingies.
Sitting next to you is Alaris. What are you wearing to a dinner party?
Alaris's dress is sleeveless. It's black, obviously. And it's one of those dresses, I don't know if you guys have seen them lately on the interwebs, but it has the slit that goes on both sides of the legs.
Oh, God.
All the way up. Yeah, she got one of those on right now and some very high stiletto heels. But she does have gloves on that go up and then almost lace up to like a band across her biceps.
Ooh. Across from you is a Dawn.
You know, Ron Weasley's Yule Ball outfit?
Yep.
It's that.
Oh, I love
Just
So
copy paste. It's that.
Very nice. And next to a Dawn is Samara.
I think Samara would be in kind of like a fitted suit, except for it, the coat would have like a little bit of a tail, and it'd be, instead of like a dress shirt under it, it'd be more like a tube top, crop top kind of thing. But very monochrome, very matches her hair, very dark purple. Yeah.
Excellent. So you all see each other here dressed appropriate for your setting. In the room here, there are oh my god, he just threw himself in my lap.
I thought you were going to say he just threw up.
But I was like, that oh my god was too adorable for that to have been a vomit. Oh my
He has
god.
never laid down in my lap like this.
Baby.
Oh, baby.
He's happy. Oh, I feel like an evil villain.
You are. Look what you did to Blueberry.
You see that there are these rich scarlet, like thick velvet curtains drawn, and kind of peering between them, you see these luxurious glass windows. Beyond, you see snow. You can feel the cold coming from the windows themselves. And you hear music, some kind of organ, pipes coming from the north. You see that there is a large set of wooden doors to your north, and there are a set of smaller wooden doors to your southeast. As you perceive each other in this manner, how do you react?
Dawn, what the heck are you wearing?
I think these are my dinner clothes. Once we became kind of town heroes, I went in and I got some dinner clothes, just in case there were any celebrations in our honor or anything. I've never had to wear them before, and I kind of pose.
You look so good.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I like your dress.
Oh. Thank you.
Adon averts their eyes a little bit. You look very pretty in that dress.
It's so nice. My gaze is up.
Yeah. I'm looking at your eyes right now. So Key.
I'm a little more concerned why in the world did we change? Where are I wish Calibor had given us more details. Samara, did he give you more details?
Sorry.
My cat. he's just like Mufasa that shit right there.
I love baby.
I
He's gonna
don't
go.
have any other details.
Can I insight check that? Please.
Yeah.
Don't worry, my insight's bad. I just have to cover that. My bases. Yeah.
Okay, a 10. You aren't sure. There's definitely a statement of this place. There are statements being said in this realm. You aren't quite sure if you are on the material plane or where exactly you are at the moment. It's hard to tell what time of day it is outside. You were definitely not in the Moontown Sanctuary area.
I don't see anything Shadowfell or ethereal, right?
Ooh, good question. Not in this room.
Okay. Her. Are any of the chairs pulled out like somebody had been in there recently, or are they all like nicely set up?
Roll me a perception check. Is there anything else? Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, for a character that asked me this many questions, I should probably have a better perception.
14. Okay, you see Adon is looking around, trying to pick at the details of the surroundings. Does anybody else want to do anything in this moment?
No, it probably... is the table, like, completely clear? Does it look like it's before dinner, after dinner? Do they feel full?
There is no food here currently. You see that there are place settings for each chair here. So it seems as if someone is expecting guests. But as far as you can tell in the immediate area, it doesn't seem like it's been personalized for you. You don't see any name cards or anything like that. There's nothing special about the ones in front of you and the ones to your vacant left here at the table. Adon, as you're looking around, you can see that there is a fine layer of dust on everything around you. It seems as if this room has not been disturbed in some time.
Are there any, like, pictures or, like, paintings of anybody?
Yes, behind you, you can see that there are two paintings. One seems to be of two men that are dressed in very fine clothing. They seem to be middle-aged. They seem to be brothers. Very, very similar features. And then to the right of that is a scenery where you see a field of flowers. It's very vague and abstract.
The two brothers, they don't look familiar in any way, shape, or form?
Nope, total strangers to all of you.
Well, hopefully we're not too unwanted of guests. Should we look around?
Is there any writing on the walls or any scripture at all?
No, this room seems very, very elegantly put together. You can tell it's definitely been made out of great wealth. There are statues kind of nestled in the corners, but as far as writing, nothing particular.
Can I send my little hex bug to crawl underneath one of these doors? Like, is there that space, that little
Yeah.
gap?
Yeah,
I'll send it
absolutely.
through the little one then.
Okay. Yeah, so as you do, you can see that there is entryway. It seems that it is a foyer. There are a number of statues set about in this area. There's a door that leads to presumably 2 hallways and then outdoors.
Statues, like, do they look like normal statues? Do they look like they have dust on them, or do they move? Are they magic? Are they scary?
They seem to be normal busts.
Okay.
There's nothing really particularly interesting about them. There
Okay.
are some people that seem to be very well dressed and some plainly dressed.
Well, it looks like that door goes to the front door, so I can just leave my bug there to make sure to see who comes in, I guess. And we could go the other way.
Sure, there's nothing of interest in there?
No.
Any other doors?
I mean, a few. But-
Samara's gonna go up to this door and she's gonna like put her ear against it, see if she can hear anything.
Okay. Roll me a perception check.
Perception.
Okay. With a 10, you can hear music. Like, you can all hear music, and it's definitely coming from the other side of this room.
I'm just gonna wait.
Nell, is there anything you want to do?
No, I imagine she'd make her way to where Samara is.
Okay.
And very curiously just look at her.
You
Can I help you?
I'll go ahead and cast Merge with Stone, which is just Pass Without a Trace for everyone.
Okay. So what does this look like as you cast this?
I kind of just kneel down and I touch the, what is it, wood floor? Or actually, the walls are stone, right?
Mm-hmm.
I kind of go over to the walls and meld my hand into the stone there, and then somehow all the lighting just kind of shifts, and everybody seems to fade into the walls a little bit. Like, if you were to look at us, you'd have to do a double take to tell that there was anybody even standing there. So yeah, everybody just kind of like, wallflowers seeps into the background a little bit.
Okay.
So I don't know if we want to sneak around until we get our bearings.
Stella,
It shouldn't be hard. I mean, there's music.
do we have our weapons?
Yes, you have everything on your person.
Okay. It's slightly concerning when we show up in formal wear.
You have all of your possessions.
That's why you'd be a spellcaster, because then you don't need any weapons.
I am a spellcaster, okay? I
So-
can also summon my sword. So
In fact, as you're kind of like, where's my sword? You look and you realize that the clothing that you're wearing is an illusion. So you reach for your sword and you can feel your armor and all of that.
Ooh. My dress clothes.
very concerned that somebody knew exactly what our formal attire looked like and somehow
I assume it was Calibor. I did show him my dress clothes on one occasion.
I did not.
Oh, maybe it was a good guess. Or maybe he's always
Samara
watching.
did.
Don, like...
Look at Samara.
As you're listening, the music stops. You hear some
I hide.
creaking.
I hide.
You hear more music play.
Dark Souls?
I would like to leave.
Dodge, roll. Tuck and roll.
Yeah, you see Samara just rolling around.
Okay. Well, let's head out of here, but try to be sneaky, right?
Yeah.
Cool.
Who wants to peek their head out?
I will.
You don't have the best
8
perception,
still.
though.
Wait, no, plus 10.
18.
Plus 10 because pass without a trace.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck. Okay.
18.
That's way less interesting. All right. Well,
I love this music though.
you open the door and you see that there's a person currently playing on the pipe organs on the other side. You open the door soundlessly. It was not locked. And they continue to play. You can see the shoulders of a muscular man. His hair has been slicked back, and he is playing with his whole body, moving with the music.
I close the door and I go, it's a guy, he's just playing the organ.
Ooh, wait, you peeked. Okay, so you see in the Shadowfell that there is something strange about him. You see almost as if the shadows of the room are pulling towards him, kind of gathered around him in a cloak. And every once in a while you see something kind of jagged, made of shadows, almost looking like a bat, kind of flitter off of him and then come back in a swirl.
I think there's a man of the night in that room.
Like
Playing
a
the
hunter?
organ. No, a man of the shadow of the night.
Oh.
That's not what they're called, honey.
Oh,
That's what you call a prostitute.
darkness man. A
Say
darkness
evil.
man.
You just say evil.
No, I don't know
He
if it's
looks bad.
evil.
Doesn't mean evil.
It
Maybe
just
it's
like a shadowy man. And as this conversation goes on, Adon slowly forgets to be quiet, and so suddenly they're saying at regular volume, "Yeah, I like a darkness, shadowy guy, and like a shadowy guy."
I can hear you through the wall. You may as well introduce yourselves.
Oh yeah, he's definitely a vampire.
Yeah. Samara's just gonna walk in. Samara's just like, well, what's the point? I mean, she's gonna look out for traps as she walks in, just in case.
Okay, roll me investigation.
Investigation. Where to go?
Nine.
Can
as
I
you-
use a blessing.
Absolutely. Samara uses a blessing.
Oh my god!
So
Yep.
with the 9, you're looking around. It seems this area has been undisturbed in a really long time. You see there's dust everywhere.
Like, pat off the dust off that chair, and I'm gonna sit in this chair right here.
Okay.
Sorry, sir, if I called you a offensive name. I was trying. My name is Adon. Thank you for allowing me into your home, and I bow.
At least one of you has manners.
Alaris will come in and give like a very slight curtsy and kind of stand behind Samara, kind of like almost protectively, but like a very like small curtsy. Does he look like the guys in the photo or the painting?
So he hasn't turned around yet,
Oh.
but just kind of like vaguely, probably.
Hmm.
What does Nell do?
Nell kind of walks up and she curtsies and I'm Nell. Do you need a chef?
He suddenly stops playing. And he says,
It has been a very long time since I've had any sort of food or feast in my dwelling.
he slowly turns around in his seat. He flares out the tail of his coat so that he may sit in a dignified way as he's looking towards the group of you. He is now notably one of the brothers in the photo, the painted portrait in the other room. He says,
If you wish to help yourself to my kitchen, you may. I, however, do not require sustenance myself. And I can tell from your presence that Perhaps you do not require the same substance as some other guests might that visit me.
What was your name, sir?
He stands very briskly. He takes a step forward.
Put a hand on my gun.
You may call me Kane.
Your brother's name Abel?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
God damn it, Jake. I asked Jake for a name for this fucking vampire, and he said Kane, and I was like, "Are you fucking serious?" And he said yes, and I was like,
Because
"Okay."
he killed his brother or something?
Did you?
No.
Did you?
Did you do it?
Never mind.
We told you our
No.
secrets. You gotta tell you. Oh, okay.
One
I told you
time
a
I
secret,
made
will you tell me a
a robot.
Excellent. He doesn't answer that. Please make
Pleasure.
yourselves
Meet you.
comfortable.
Are you expecting anyone else, or are we the only dinner guests?
I suspect that you will not be the last, but your appearance was unanticipated. I do not know who you are, but it is not the first time I have been given guests without warning, and it will certainly not be the last.
Do you know who gives you the guests?
They have many reasons to visit this place.
So, are you usually open to helping the guests?
It depends.
I turn to who's next to me now.
Do we tell him what we're looking for?
Right in front of him.
Just kind of like slowly turns. I was trying to think of things I could make that don't require sustenance, but are enjoyable.
Sugary things? They give almost no sustenance. I mean, the
Do you
glucose.
still
but,
like
I mean-
jam?
I
Oh,
am.
for jam. Oh god. Fuck.
Sometimes.
Gotcha.
It depends on what you can do for me.
He takes a step forward.
What do you need?
What can you offer?
Adon pulls out one of their latest inventions, which is just kind of one of those long grabby things, like the garbage grabber hands thing, but it's
Little
One of
fully-
those dinosaur arms.
yeah, but
But
it's
it looks
fully
like the
automated.
rhinecone.
So you just press a button and it'll just grab whatever's near it. Like it doesn't require any manual control.
As you hold it up, he just says no.
Okay. I look to the rest of the group.
I have been around for a very, very long time. It seems there are few things in life that entertain me these days.
So, what does entertain you?
It depends. Takes a step forward.
What we have to offer.
What do you have to offer? What do you think, in my thousands of years of life, that I might find amusing or interesting?
Like something you've never seen before.
Precisely.
My little crab-shaped robot does a little jig.
Like, can you demonstrate?
Yeah, I don't have enough space. Like that. But like with all of its legs.
Kind of does a little.
What am I, the idea guy? Come on.
I have a thing I forgot I had, and I don't remember how to use it. Stella gave it to me a while ago, and I have entirely forgotten about it.
Yes.
You gave me a bag of tricks.
Oh God.
My God.
I don't know which color you gave me, though. I feel like there were different colors.
There are different colors. I'm pretty sure I gave you the gray one, which is like just a bunch of animals. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So, okay,
Roll me
hang
a
on.
1d8.
Okay.
Oh.
Just like looking at my inventory, like, oh yeah, I have this thing.
Okay,
Oh, no.
do you reach into it?
I sure do.
Do you see what you get?
I do see what I get.
Okay, describe to me what happens.
Alaris reaches into her bag and pulls out what looks almost like a clump of charcoal, very, very round, almost like there's a little button in the middle, and she throws it onto the ground, and it pops open with a little burst of light. It goes pling, and then out of this well of shadow and smoke and ash, this dark cat, large panther appears. It just almost like claws its way out of the smoke and ash and roars.
It does roar.
So fucking cool.
I didn't know you could do that.
Me neither.
Yeah, so you just throw like a whole fucking panther into the room.
And Alaris goes, ta-da!
There's just a panther in the room now. How does this panther behave? Hold on.
Like aggression.
I don't know.
Like a house cat? That'd be nice.
Friendly to you and your companions, acts on your turn. Is it just like creature vanishes at next dawn or when reduced? Okay. I was like, is it just a permanent panther? Forever?
Forever cat.
Okay. Yeah, so it's your panther now. You pull out the panther. It begins to snarl and it looks around and it curls up next to you.
Oh god, Alaris just got hotter with a big cat next to her.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You see Kane shrug a shoulder. I have seen that 1,000 times.
Well, it's the first time I've seen it, so you know what? You could show a little appreciation.
Yeah, how old are you?
Some say the beginning of time is when I was born.
He takes another step
What do you
forward.
say?
He takes a step towards you.
I should shut up now.
He looks down at you.
What do you think, youngling?
I don't know. Do you remember the last apocalypse or another dinosaur?
I have survived an apocalypse, now that you ask.
Really?
Yes.
What do you plan to do for the next one?
Well, I suspect that I may just let it take me. I am finding myself unamused in my present company.
Rude.
He looks down at
Well,
you.
you've never
Dawn.
died before.
Are you so sure about that?
I need you to roll me a DC 17 Wisdom saving throw, Adon.
This would certainly not be the first time I've been charmed. What is it? Wisdom saving throw?
Yeah.
Don't forget you
Man.
have
Oh, this is actually really good.
on the nose.
On the
It
nose.
suck my nards, Dracula.
Okay, so describe to me what happens here. So he says, "Are you sure about that?" And he reaches forward, and the coldest hands that have ever touched you just graze against your mask, just kind of very lightly against your throat, and you feel this shiver run through you, but you're able to shake it off. as this effect does not take hold. Meet Speaks. You have rolled a 17.
I grab his wrist and I go, does that usually work?
It does.
No. Is this not amusing yet? And I kick him in the shin.
Go ahead and roll me an honor.
I'm not trying to do it like hard, like.
Oh,
Enough
okay.
to cause pain.
Yeah, just like, ha, gotcha.
Oh, okay. He just looks down at you.
I'd say when that happens, Samara is up out of her seat and looming behind Adon, glaring at him.
I dare you to try that again. Now that I think about it, perhaps I am in the mood for something to eat.
It's just like a vampire joke. And then I'm gonna pull out my gun.
And I'm pushing Adon behind me.
Okay. Okay. My cat walking onto the card cam's the funniest thing ever. So as you surge forward, you see him rip his hand out of Adon's grip, and I need everyone to roll me some initiative. Please select your tokens.
You walked in front of me, right, Samara?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Okay. There you go then.
That's my token.
Nell had like a series of emotions come across her face as like he expressed like an interest in eating and then realizing what he meant.
Yeah. You know what's fantastic about this?
God.
Samara, as you
Oh,
step
no.
forward, and you kind of get in the way, his eyes fixate on you and he says, "You look delicious." You have drawn the skull card. This encounter is going to be a little harder than it was going to previously.
Why?
This fucking guy.
So what does that mean for me?
It means he's harder.
He's hard? Ooh.
Not yet.
Okay.
Okay, I need some battle music. Love song. What song is this?
Are we in love
Definitely
now?
battle music.
That's not a love song.
Like
It's
love starting to blossom kind of music.
All right, Alaris, it's your turn. You start off the combat. What would you like
Stella, I would love to rage.
Oh my god.
to do?
Oh my god.
Okay. So describe to me how you decide to tap into your demonic side here.
Ooh, interesting.
Because that's where the source is coming from, right?
Yeah. There's, inside Alaris, there's been this tiny pit growing. She can almost feel it and see it as if it's this seed that's slowly leaching its roots into her being and her morality and her conscience. And she reaches in and she just kind of brushes over it with her being, and the roots grow a little bit further as it taps into her body, and she reaches into this fiendish nature of hers.
Okay. Yes. You are now raging.
But hotter.
That was super hot. What are you talking
Oh,
about?
thank you.
You're welcome.
I try. Okay, I don't remember anything to do with this because it's been a while, but hang on.
You have a whole other character sheet.
I do. I have it open. I
Okay.
do. I know you built it for me, so I appreciate you.
I am helpful.
I did.
So we have a few things going on here, but basically I'm gonna do a bunch of attacks. I get, let's see. If you take the attack action on a turn, you make an additional one weapon attack. So 1 extra, 2 extra, 3 extra. So I'm gonna take 4 attacks.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
Yeah, finish him.
Well, see, last time I did this, I rolled very badly. But let's give it a go. May I use advantage? How many blessings do we have?
Everyone has 2 blessings.
2 blessings. Okay.
You have 4
I'm
nat
gonna
20s.
use a blessing for this one.
Okay. Very good. Roll again.
Does a 22 hit?
22 hits. Armor class is 16.
Rage, 8 for piercing, and then I believe I get something from my genie's wrath, which is.
Is your damage magical?
Yes.
Okay.
It is on my fancy sword.
Okay.
Plus, there's also, what is it? Is it 1d6? You can deal extra damage to the target equal to your proficiency bonus, and it's fire damage, so it is +4 fire damage.
Okay.
To that amount. Okay, so that's attack number 1.
Okay.
Does a 16 hit?
Yes.
Okay, attack number 2. Attack number 3.
Okay. Wow, that's a crit.
Attack number 4.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Very good. So that is 13. Okay. Very good. All right, yeah, so describe to me what this looks like as you rage.
It's a rage. Yeah, so as Alaris rages, she pulls out both of her swords, and she grows, and her feet turn to hooves, and her fingernails lengthen, and her skin crackles, and embers kind of crack from the edges of the coal that seems to encompass her, and she grows 2 sets of horns that kind of encompass her head, and she starts swinging right at this vampire, and she goes, "You do not touch them," and slashes, and it's almost like the ash comes off of her sword as she does so, just in these wisps around her as she slices at this man of the night.
Yes. As you do, you see as you slice him, blood mists out from him. It doesn't seem to trickle as blood normally would. It just kind of explodes out of him in mist.
Yeah, and I guess she's up there, so hang on, I'll move her so that she's there.
Okay.
That would be
Very
important.
good. Yeah.
Jaguar.
So I did roll initiative for it. It is after
Glorious.
Samara.
Perfect, thank you.
No problem. Samara, it is your turn.
Okay. Really quick, I'm gonna cast Shield of Faith on Adon.
Okay. What does this look like as you're casting this?
I'm pretty much, because I just have my hand wrapped around their wrist at this point, because I'm like, get around me. So it's gonna kind of feel like a cool wash of ocean water over your skin. And you get +2 to your AC.
Thank you.
And
Why my
then,
AC is so low.
what do I want to do? If I use my Sacred Flame, am I going to be at disadvantage because I'm in melee?
I don't think Sacred Flame is a range.
To 60 feet.
Yeah, it's not like a ranged attack. It's
Okay.
literally you just choose something within range, so it is not at disadvantage.
Okay, then Sacred Flame, that poopy head.
Okay.
If I can find the button for it. Oh my gosh. Sorry.
Oh, you're fine.
He needs to make a save. Dexterity.
Okay. I am going to use one of my nat 20s here. So it will save. Let's see. Does this still take the damage? No, it does not. Okay. So what you see here actually is, okay, yeah. So it does save here. What would you like to do? Anything else?
I mean, that's about it.
Okay. At the end of your turn, it is going to use a legendary action here, and it's going to move. So what you see is like your sacred flame comes down, and it would have hit this creature, but in a blur, it just sort of and it appears behind Nell. It is the Jaguar's turn. I'll give you the character sheet. Show to players. Show everyone. Jaguar.
You gone chomp. Nom nom nom. I don't know what his moves are. It just says bio and info, but nothing else. It's just a pretty picture.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
There you go.
Uh-oh. It's loading.
Try now.
Loading.
It's still loading.
Oh, okay, close it.
Okay.
We know what we're doing.
It's there now.
Okay, cool.
Ooh, it's got pounds. What does pounds do? Straight towards creature hits with claw attack on the same turn.
It would have to back up.
Yeah, I don't want to do that. How many attacks does he get? Just one?
Yeah, he's a baby.
He's a wee babbin. Okay, we go. We gonna chomp with our teeths.
Okay, 19's a hit.
Which button do I press? Oh, there we go. I
Okay.
did it.
So as the panther bites into the vampire, you see that it is not as effective as one might hope.
That's fair.
Okay. It is not a vamp. Oh, at the end of the panther's turn, it will try to bite the panther.
Does he have to like lean down though? Just like
You know, he bites. The panther like lunges up, right, to bite him, and he just bites into the neck of it.
Poor panther.
How much hit points does the panther have?
13.
Oh, it's dead.
You're done.
Yeah, it died.
It
Bye.
It so what it does when it dies is it goes back into that chunk of charcoal.
Necrotic. Okay, so he
Definitely
heals
not
for
a Pokemon.
7.
No.
Okay. The vampire has regeneration, so at the start of its turn, it gains 20 hit points.
That's rude.
So you see, like, some of the wounds just beginning to stitch back up. The misty blood begins to suck back into the wounds, and you see it regenerating before you. It takes a bite out of the panther, and then the panther disappears. It turns to Nell.
No.
And he will use a multi-attack. He's going to bite you. Does a 20 hit you?
Just.
Okay, so you take 8 piercing, 12 necrotic. Your maximum hit point is reduced by 12 until you have a long rest. And he heals 12.
This is some bullshit.
Yeah.
Why is it always Nell, the smallest of the group?
She's so tasty. And then he slaps you for 8. Instead of dealing damage, he can grapple. No, he's not going to grapple you. So 8 bludgeoning. He says, you taste like divinity. Now it's your
say
turn.
jam.
Which is also suspiciously like multi-berry jam.
Seedless.
Alright, as bonus action, Spirit Shroud.
Ooh. Call forth spirits of the dead.
Yeah. So there's gonna be spirits flying around me.
Okay.
Until the spell ends, I can deal extant radiant damage. And dude can't heal,
Yeah.
and his speed is reduced.
Nice. Okay. So what do these spirits look like? This is the first time you're using this, correct?
Yes.
So what do we see here?
They kind of look like little mini nebulas. And no one but like Nell would recognize their faces, but it's like her various sets of grandparents.
I love. All right. Okay, so that was your bonus section.
Yeah, and she's just gonna take out her frying pan and two-hand this thing, and I'm gonna use one of my nat 20s.
Absolutely. Okay. So, do you want to double damage or roll twice?
Double, it's fine.
Okay. So that'd be 16, 17, 18. 18. So what is this radiant damage? Oh, and then you do an extra D8.
Yes. That's not. There we go. Oh, 2.
Okay, 2. Yeah, so tell me what this looks like with the radiant damage.
I imagine the two that are her grandmothers also have like little fry pans and just kind of like little sparks kind of like fly as they kind of like also like mimic her movements of bonking him with the fry pan.
I love that. Yeah, and as you see the sparks wash over him, it seems to sizzle at his skin, and you see it beginning to like pull those wounds open, and you don't see them regenerating as quickly. Seems to be disrupting his regeneration. Anything else for you?
Nope.
Okay. Adon, it is your turn.
Okay, perfect. I'm going to summon my other Steel Defender right
Okay.
here. And it is going to go ahead and just take its turn to just what is that move called? Force Empowered Friend. Cool. I'm just gonna hit him. Hopefully. What did I roll?
Okay.
It's plus oh well, fuck that.
3.
Ooh, yeah, I hit him good. And then I am going to go ahead and cast Aura Vitality on myself
Okay.
for some healing. And then I believe I still have my...
Is this your first time using that?
Yes, it is, actually.
Can you describe to me what this looks like?
Yeah, so Adon kind of sinks their feet into the floor a little bit and takes out one of those ammunition pellets, and inside is like a fizzling, crackling, like orange-yellow light, and just throws it and cracks it on the ground at their feet. And this kind of like popping, fizzy, like electricity kind of like spreads around the ground around them. And you know, you guys, it's nice. It's a nice popping. It's on your side. Here you go. And I think that's all I can do on my turn.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
That's it.
Very good. Yeah, I think hopefully you can all see the radius. It's pretty wide in the room.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Yeah, and then I just healed Nell.
Okay.
Nell was the one that got hit, right?
Yes.
Yes. The Panther's already dead, so I'm not going to
Panther's
heal
gone.
that.
Don't worry about the Panther.
So that's what, 2d6?
Yes.
Pogger.
Very good.
Great rolls, EJ.
What
You're
does
doing
this smell like?
It's kind of nasty, not gonna lie. I mean, you're getting healed by like dirt electricity. It's wrong. And you smell kind of fried. You know, you smell a little burnt.
Like burnt hair.
Yeah, kinda.
I love it. Okay. So at the end of your turn, the vampire is going to move again. You see this blur just as it moves back here. It's Alaris's turn now.
Perfect.
He's a dummy.
Alaris has some more hits she would like to lay into him.
Okay.
So there's going to be 3 hits with her magical sword and 1 hit with her non-magical sword.
Okay.
I would like to use a nat 20 on my first one.
Okay. Double or roll twice?
Double. And it's just double on the, like, damage roll, right?
Yeah.
Or, like, what? Yeah, okay. So we'll do... Let's type it all in. Slash roll 2d6 plus 4 plus 2 for the rage plus
Oh my
4
god.
for the proficiency bonus. Let's see if I typed that all out right. No, I didn't. It doesn't like the spaces.
Oh, the only space you do is between the /r space and then all the formula.
Gotcha. Okay, that's where I fucked up. Guys.
It's okay.
Coding's not my
Math
forte.
is the worst. Math is banned. Why are we playing a game that involves math?
Why did you put this?
We're not even really doing math either.
No. Slash roll 2d6 plus. I don't think this is gonna work. Hang on. No, I'm bad at this. Hang on. Slash roll 2d6. This is my brain is just like I don't remember how to type, guys. I have to type all day for my job. It's hard.
Oh no, you got it. There you
20 damage for my first hit.
Jeez, okay.
Yeah, baby!
Eee! Okay, hit number 2.
Okay.
I would like to use my blessing.
Okay. Reroll.
Blessing.
That's a hit. That's
16.
14.
Okay. Third roll.
Another nat 20. Very nice.
You miss. And then this one is going to be regular damage, no magic.
Okay.
There you go. 11.
Okay, cool. Excellent. Yeah, you got. Anything else on your turn?
I think she's just gonna growl at him.
Okay. As you growl, he's going to try to bite you.
Okay.
I'm gonna use a nat 20 here.
That's fine.
So you take 12, 16 piercing, and then
16 piercing or 10 piercing and oh no, double, right? You're right,
yeah,
you're right.
16 piercing, and then also 12 necrotic.
Okay, and she has resistance to piercing, bludgeoning, and slashing.
Oh my god.
And then reduce your max hit points by 12. So you growl at him, and he lunges forward with blinding speed, and he bites your throat. As he tears away, you feel a weakness wash over you. Samara, it's your turn.
Sacred Flame again.
Yeah.
Needs to make a dex save of 18 or higher to succeed.
Okay. Dex. That's a
Bitch.
nat one. Okay, so your sacred flame goes off.
Yeah.
Roll me
I'm just
the
gonna
damage.
tap it.
Okay, sounds good.
Is it r/roll? Or I don't know. how to do this
So
anymore.
it's /r space 1d8.
There you go.
Perfect.
2D,
Oh,
11
2d8. Yeah.
radiate.
Okay. Very nice. Yeah, as you do this, is it vulnerable? It is not. Okay. Yeah, you see more of the skin beginning to burn away, and that regenerative quality that it once had does not seem to take. So it seems like this is a very good move. Anything else for you?
After that, I think I'm gonna cast Healing Word on Alaris at first level.
Okay. Wow,
Wahoo!
10. That is chunky.
And that's first level.
That's awesome.
That's amazing, and also at max hit points again because my hit points are reduced.
Yeehaw.
Anything else for you, Samara?
No, that'll be it for me.
Okay. You see the vampire turn to Samara and try to bite. I'm going to use one of my nat 20s here. So you take 8 piercing and 28 necrotic, and your max is reduced by 28.
Okay.
It's 28. Okay. Yeah, so he reaches over and he bites you. You don't see that natural regeneration happen, but as he bites you, As he bites you, you see that he is replenishing himself, and then he's gonna try to slap you. Slap.
That's rude.
Little bitch.
That is 6 bludgeoning damage on top. Nell, it's your turn. See that the group of you are definitely whittling down Kane the vampire. That name. Oh my god.
Yeah, she's gonna take a step forward and 2 hands. She's still got her fry pan and I'm gonna use a blessing.
Okay, go ahead and use a blessing. That's a hit. Yeah, you slap him. And then your die 8 of radiant. Wow, very nice. Okay.
And yet he can't heal until
Nope.
the start of my next turn.
Yes, that is correct. Is that no healing at all? Let's see. Can't regain. Oh, okay. I think I was doing the sucking blood wrong then. Okay. Anything else for you?
Nope.
Okay. Wow, that's amazing. It's like an anti-vampire frying pan slap. Perfect. Adon, it's your turn. Oh wait, sorry. At the end of your turn, he is going to move behind Adon. Now it's your turn.
My Hexbug is going to take the deflect action, so just give the vampire disadvantage on any of his attacks.
Okay.
I'm going to use my bonus action, try to heal Samara a little bit.
Aw.
A little
thank you.
bit.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah, a little bit.
A little
And
bit.
then he is going to make me a con saving throw, or he will be small.
Oh my god.
Small Kane.
He rolled a 9.
Get fucked! Suck
my
my
God.
nards!
Little boy.
He's so small.
Darn it, I want to pick him up.
Stomp
Can I
him.
retcon my Hexbug action and have my Hexbug try to grapple him?
Yeah, he's now wrestling, he's like kaiju wrestling your Hexbug now.
Fuck yeah. That's the rest. That's my turn, man. That's my turn.
What the fuck?
my turn.
Okay, cool. Alaris, he's gone in a blur, and now you see the Hexbug is struggling with something on the floor.
Super.
Grab him, put him in the bag, put him in the lantern.
No.
I
No,
don't
because
know
then he
if
can.
that would work.
Get him.
Probably.
Is he harder to hit now that he's small?
Oh fuck! I thought things. I figured you could just grab him in your fist, bang him on the
like a
table or
boss.
something.
Hammer him in.
Would he just be Nell's size now?
Oh no, he's much smaller, right?
Is he much smaller?
He's technically small, so technically Nell is like this big,
I'm
right?
small.
Yeah,
Oh,
technically. So he's like Nell's size.
Oh, you can't grab him and bang him on the table, I guess.
I mean, demonic lures probably still good.
I mean, I might be able to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I okay, if we're being and then Alaris is that big, right? If we're being
You could
actually,
grab him. It'd probably take 2 hands, but you could grab him. Sure.
yeah.
Pile drive him.
I'm having flashbacks to
Grab him by the
Trouble in
ankles and swing him
Telvian.
around. Yes. It's my favorite. Just grab him by his ankles, swing him around.
Oh boy.
be so
Oh
funny.
boy, oh boy. But that's not magical damage.
You know what? If you bang him around enough, it doesn't need to be magical.
Yeah, that's what the guys keep telling me, but I don't know.
Oh my god.
Adon doesn't get it. That was really funny.
Clip that.
Anywho, I would like to move, I guess, to small man.
Mommy?
It's fine, I'll just step on him. Alaris, I would like to You're not Alaris, you're Stella. I'm Alaris.
I could be Alaris if you want.
Mommy, please.
Wait.
It's hot, yeah.
Hey.
Wait.
I have swords.
I have emotions.
Called angst.
Just a moody teenager.
I have swords and a lot of leather.
Oh, so much leather. Not today,
A lot of
though.
straps.
Today I am scantily clad. The thighs. Oh my god. I just
Okay, anyways.
Shine Alaris in that dress.
Oh my god. Oh my
Mommy.
god.
Oh my god.
I'm looking into your eyes right now. And nothing else.
You can't see
Looking
them over the mountain of
respectfully.
titties ahead of you.
I know, like, I'm blessed. I can just look over at my Zoom, but oh, your name is like covering it. I mean, I'm looking at your eyes.
Hey, your eyes only. Nothing else.
Nothing else. Yeah, okay, well, I guess we're just gonna give him some smacky smacks.
Yeah, spank him.
Spank. Ooh, we're gonna spank
Oh.
him real good.
God.
I would like to use a nat 20 is what I was trying to say earlier.
Okay.
When I couldn't speak. 2d6. Right? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the first one.
Okay, 17 damage. Very nice.
Very good. Yes, good, good. Second one.
All right, 12 damage.
Third one.
Oh my god.
Jesus Christ, you have rolled a nat 20 on every single one of your turns.
That's
The next one is
phenomenal.
normal damage, not
Okay.
magical.
Okay.
It
So
doesn't
that's
hit
9.
anyway, so it's fine.
Oh, yeah.
I assume it doesn't hit. 11
No.
doesn't hit, right?
No.
Okay.
Just not. Okay.
No.
No, stop.
Arr.
Okay. At the end of your turn, he's gonna move. He's like, fuck this.
Grab it.
That was not fun.
It just like runs away. He's teeny tiny. Like, get back here.
Samara, it's your turn.
I like the different sizes of this party right now.
Yeah. It makes it a little more dynamic, doesn't it?
Yeah.
There you go. Guiding bolt, second level.
Oh, shit. Okay.
If I can find it. Oh my gosh. Someone help me.
I'll help you, baby.
Oh my god. Stop hitting on me. I'm
You
blushing.
guide that right over here.
Oh my god. I was about to say something really new. Oh, I'll type it.
Do it. Do it.
Hey, does a 28 hit?
Yeah. Oh, shit. Okay.
Why didn't it fall radiant damage? What the hell? That's so weird. That's so weird.
Okay. 15 radiant damage. Very nice. Okay, yeah. What does this look like as you cast this guiding bolt? He's also shiny now.
I think in this moment when Samara realizes that he's like running away from Alaris, she's gonna be like, bullseye. It's like she's shooting like a ray out of her finger.
Yeah.
Alaris is like, don't steal my kill.
It like slams into the vampire and you see that it burns away a lot of the flesh and you see that there are skeletal remains underneath.
After her finger's gonna smoke, she's like,
Nice. It is going to slap Nell.
Is it?
No, it's gonna try to bite you.
There's no numbers in any of that now. There were, and now
Well,
there's
yeah, I'm pushing the button to announce what it's going to do. I like, let me push my button. All right, 19? Does that hit you? Okay. Okay, so it will not regenerate, but you do take 7 piercing, 5 necrotic. And you are reduced 5 from your maximum. So as these bites are going into you, you do feel weaker as he pulls away. He does not regenerate here, though. On his turn, he will... You will see that, oh, he's glowing. What does
Sure is.
Guiding Bolt do?
Guiding bolt gives the next person who attacks advantage.
Okay. All right. You see him begin to change. All of a sudden, he explodes. And he explodes into a fine mist of black. You see this cloud of blood and mist swirl around, and it begins to move. How fast? 20 feet. Okay, it's not very fast. You see this mist begin to move underneath the crack of the wall here, and it disappears.
His speed is reduced.
He is halfway underneath the door. That's his turn. He's, as a mist, trying to go under the door.
He's like, get me out of here!
It's a tiny mist.
Teeny tiny mist.
Nell, what would you like to do?
Oh, she's gonna follow this mist, and she's gonna word of radiance.
Okay. Con save. Fails. 5 radiant. Oh.
And then still got my
Oh yeah, the D8.
another 4.
Okay. So close. Anything else?
I don't think I got anything else.
Nobody has the daylight spell or anything.
No, I make things dark.
Yeah, like you're the wrong route for daylight.
Well, I think I have to use my special power to do daylight.
Mm.
Okay, I don't think it's gonna make it to your turn.
Yeah.
Anything else for you?
Nope, that's it.
Okay. Legendary action. It moves like 10
It's
feet.
vested.
Like 10 feet. Just slips under the door. Adonis, your turn.
Do
you want
fucking
to
I
open
open
the
the door.
door? Okay.
Open the door. Yeah, fuck it.
You open the door.
And I'm also calling this guy to move his full movement closer. Okay, just count the shapes, EJ. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, there you go. You're right there,
I'm
and
gonna-
I have my other hex box.
I'm
1,
just gonna
2,
move him
3.
here so it's a little less visually confusing.
Okay. There we are.
Yeah, there's a
Um,
mist. There's this tiny mist cloud in front of you trying to flee.
Cool. I believe I'm going to shoot him point blank with my gun.
Okay, hold on. I don't know if you can shoot it while it's in mist form.
It's immune to non-magical damage. I think,
Yeah, but
is
I
what
can make
read.
it magical damage.
Okay, shoot the mist.
Shoot away.
Sure. I'll shoot it 2 times.
You
Does
hear
either
that
of those
bitch.
hit?
The 18 hits.
Okay, so none of the non-magical damage does anything, right?
Yes.
Okay, then I'll use this, and I believe that's 2d6. Oh, is that magical damage? This thing-
Arcane Jolt. Channel magical energy through the strike. Force damage. Yeah, I think that
Okay.
counts.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
It's
you
only a
either
little
hit a
bit.
target with a magic weapon attack. Yeah.
Perfect. 5. I just point my gun at the ground and shoot for 5.
Yes. So it hits. You see, some of the mist looks sad, but
Okay.
it has 4 hit points left.
Oh, god damn it. Okay, that's totally fine. I will use my hex bug to channel magic, and my hex bug's action will be firebolt.
Okay. Roll
what is that?
higher than 4.
What am I roll? What the fuck am I rolling? Use
If
your
you
brain,
if you
EJ.
click on firebolt
There it
in the
goes.
chat. Okay.
Okay.
Perfect.
Okay.
Yeah. Great. Awesome.
The hex bug.
bug is-
Mark
the
now.
It
bug
describes
is
to me how
standing
all
in
of this
front-
happens.
I run out. I literally just point the gun at the floor and I shoot the ground. I'm like, fuck. And then I point to my hex bug, and it's in crab shape right now because it just did a little jig a minute ago for the vampire. and it kind of just opens its little crab mouth and breathes a little bit of fire at the mist. Like a very baby amount, but enough.
Yes. So as you do, you see the vampire here. The mist remaining begins to shiver, and it begins to coalesce into a hard, bloodstone-like object. And it begins to float through the air towards Alaris. Alaris, wherever you have the soul jar, it begins to rattle violently.
It's just like tucked kind of at her hip. She's always had it on her belt, so she just like pulls it out of nothingness because it doesn't look like she has it currently, but
Yeah. So you see this mote, this bloodstone, just kind of like suck into the jar, and the jar begins to glow an ominous crimson shade.
Is that what I thought? No, so that's the key. We're done.
yeah, new face. Says giant Alaris.
And Nell's just kind of like,
Well, that was quick.
What face is that one?
So you see that it fills the face of reservation. There are two remaining, face of fear and face of sorrow.
So, should we head back? Should we take a look at the rest of the place?
Oh, we may as well look around.
Should we wait for dinner?
I think we were dinner.
I don't think dinner's coming.
Oh. I guess given the new information we have, that does make sense. I'll go look around.
Okay. As the group of you begin to look around, you find that this home is very dreary. It seems to have quite a bit of history to it. Can I get investigation checks from everyone who's going to look around?
Yes.
If anyone's going to do anything differently, tell me what you want to do.
I use a blessing.
Absolutely.
How long do I stay Lord Alaris?
So you notice, Alaris, that this time it doesn't seem to wear off as quickly. And as you are in your demonic state, you find that you are a little more impulsive than normal. And you feel a little more prone to violence.
Oh, perfect. I would like to start breaking things that look like vases and pots and stuff, like
my
Link,
God.
Zelda.
Absolutely.
No, I'm casting command on Alaris.
Okay, out of character, are you okay with that?
Yeah.
Okay. So what happens with command? What is this spell?
So she needs to make a wisdom save.
Oop.
Oh my god!
Okay, so tell me what this spell looks like. What are you saying, Samara? But it doesn't work.
I'm like, stop. Because it's only one word.
Uh-huh.
You're not my mom.
I'm gonna kick her in the shin. She's okay with that.
That tickles.
I'm gonna just like monkey grip onto her. I'm gonna be annoying now.
Alaris,
I'm like climbing all over you.
Scoop Samara if capable.
I don't know. Are you capable? Are you fast enough? Are you fast
Am
enough?
I? What do
I'm
I
a monk.
roll?
Are you
I
fast
don't
enough?
What is going on? So
We're like sisters.
Alaris, as you're kind of running around with Samara on your back, or I don't really know what's going on, but as you're doing that and you're smashing pots, you see that as you break a thing open, a potion rolls out. You have drawn the key card.
Oh.
So it is a special potion. You want to break that, or do you want to keep it?
Oh god.
Hang on.
Not if I get it first. No.
Okay, 1 is break, 2 is keep.
Okay.
Oh my god. Oh.
Okay. You can add a potion of gaseous form to your inventory.
Oh, that's
Ooh.
fucking dope, dude.
Neat.
Oh, I love
Neato.
that spell.
So, yeah, as the two of you are doing that, Nell, what are you doing?
I imagine she would see what was in the kitchens.
Okay, yeah. The kitchen is going to be over here. Ooh, shit, it just zoomed over there. Okay, as you're investigating the kitchen, you find that, it is very dusty and archaic and just very neglected over some long period of time. The pantry is almost completely bare. It's depressing. Nobody's polished any of the silverware. A lot of it has rusted over. There's a jar.
She'll inspect the jar.
Okay, it's full of dust.
Oh.
To say, is it mayonnaise?
It is
No,
not.
that's in her bag.
Dusty old mayonnaise.
Oh.
Watch, it's his brother's remains.
In the kitchen.
I don't know. He doesn't use the kitchen. He's
Yeah,
a vampire.
exactly.
What's he doing in there?
Dawn. In your investigation of stuff, you enter what looks like a greenhouse. As you're investigating the greenhouse, you see that there is a very interesting plant here. The plant seems to be growing directly out of the ground. There seems to have been a deliberate hole carved into the floor of this greenhouse. This plant, as it comes up, it looks as if there's two branches entwined with one another, and it forms a frame around a mirror. As you look into the mirror, you see yourself. And as you see yourself, you see a reflection take off the mask, and it's that visage of a skull with a cloth pulled over it that you see so often in your visions. As you perceive this entity through this glass, you can ask one question.
Is it yes or no question?
No, you can ask any one question and you get
Oh,
an answer.
can you come back to me in 1 minute, please?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
So a
Timer. 1 minute.
Let's see, who else has a card? Okay, yeah. So Alaris and Samara, you're kind of horseplaying around.
Aggressively, but yes.
Yes.
I like, have my hand over Alaris's eyes at this point. Just
Fuck off.
Yeah, at some point you go through a wardrobe, through like a room and a bedroom, and there's like lots of fancy clothes. There's a lot of fancy stuff here. Go through an armory, there's a bunch of rusted weapons.
Cool. Alaris would like to try and put Samara in a wardrobe.
Okay.
you can catch me.
Let's get some athletics rolls. Contested.
Oh boy.
Is it athletics for me?
You can do athletics or acrobatics. Ooh, that's a 22 from Alaris.
Nah, I'm gonna use an at 20.
Okay, what's your bonus?
+4, so it'd be a 24.
Okay. Yeah, so you try to put Samara in the closet. Samara, what happens?
I'm not going back in there. I'm just constantly crawling around her since she's so big, and I'm just trying to annoy her at this point.
Could you just
I think as you go, bah! You kind of shrink down to your regular size.
And Samara squishes me.
No, exactly. I'm like, that was fun.
Just like sitting on me at this point.
No, what would you like to do after a very underwhelming trip to the kitchen?
I imagine she's just kind of like wandering around.
Okay. You find that these halls are quite empty. There's literally nobody else on the premises. You don't see any other pictures of any people. You don't see any signs that anybody else has inhabited this place in some time. It seems like there was a very lonely existence here. And now it is completely without any sort of music. There's an eerie silence to the place. It almost feels like a graveyard. Very pretty one. As you meet up eventually with Alaris and Samara, you do see that Alaris has returned to her normal size. Done.
Yes.
You stare at spooky skeleton. Do you have your question?
So we're getting all these faces and we're trying to go to the underworld because, something's are the answers that we're looking for in the underworld? Wait, no. Is that the right next step? The underworld? Is that where we're gonna find our answers?
Yes, the underworld is where you need to go to answer all of your questions.
Can I get another question?
Depends.
Did it answer that?
No, your game
oh.
master is being very
Oh.
generous.
Okay.
I'm just wondering if this was a question that could have been one question and worded what do you want to know?
It couldn't have. It could
Okay.
have been another question.
All right.
That is something I'll have to cast commune on later.
Okay.
For your yes or no question, that's gonna work super well for you.
I cast commune. And as soon as the other skeleton leaves, I'm like, fuck. And I cast commune.
Yeah, so as soon as you ask your question, this insight comes to you, you see the mirror break. It just cracks in front of you.
No, I have one more. Then I'll hold a mirror fragment and I'll try to cast commune right there.
Okay, as you do, I wish I remembered what music I used to play. This one probably works.
I don't know, but where's your voice changer?
I'm lazy.
That's fair.
It takes so long to boot. And then I have to change a bunch of stuff. Okay. So as you sit down into your commune, just whoosh, your vision goes black and you see this infinite space of nothing all around you, and you are currently sitting in a very thin pool of black water. You see in front of you that hovering skeletal figure appears. It almost has no feet, just completely covered in a single threadbare cloth. You see the vague outline of a face, but no features. It says, "Ask your question."
Should I be worried about what Calibor's doing right now? About his secret?
Secret love affair? Yes!
His lover's gaze?
Should you be worried? God, that's so subjective. Like, it depends, right?
Well, it's Adon asking the question.
I mean, I don't think.
I think
so.
for Adon, you just hear a very vague, without context, yes.
That's a start. That's something. Thank you. I bow a little bit to whatever spirit I'm talking to.
No, all of a sudden it's gone.
I gotta rest. I gotta get more of those. I'll get up. Oh, I have one other question. This right over here, is that anything? This cheeky little staircase.
It's blocked off. There,
Cool,
no, it
okay.
goes into a wine cellar that's really boring.
That's nothing's in there. Okay, cool. Just
Yeah.
making sure. Okay.
Like, really? Or are you just
Insight
I
check.
can't tell. I can
Insight check, Stella.
Your insights check me. You fail. No, there's nothing.
Okay.
Just wine. Wine is good.
Wine is good.
Add wine to your inventory.
Hell
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, I'm ready.
That would definitely take 5 bottles.
Okay, add 5 bottles of wine to your inventory.
Put the potion on the wrong Alaris character sheet. Fuck.
Okay, so the group of you gather back into this organ room here. What would you like to do? What would you like to say?
Time to head back.
Yeah, we good to go? Got all the wine?
Yeah, no, you grabbed a few bottles there. It's you having a party later,
Cooking.
or I see. Okay, fair. Yeah, sure. All right, well, we've got Weird Face. 2 more to go, so that's good. Let's back. Maybe Calibur has another lead for us, unless he's left. But I doubt
Or
he would
dead.
with Samara here.
Why the fuck are you guys so salty about that?
I'm not salty.
I'm just
To know the
worried.
details.
I'm
What
just
do you-
worried.
What are you
There's
worried
no-
about?
Well, the spirits told me to be worried.
Well, you want to know what the secret was, Adon?
I do.
Since you're being so insistent. He was telling me how he likes you. But, you know, he obviously doesn't know how to express feelings towards anybody besides disdain. So. And
Insight
since.
check.
Samara, you do
Let's see
have
it.
4 nat 20s if you want to roll a deception.
What?
What? Like, let me look at my deception first. Yeah, I'll use the nat 20.
Okay.
I would also like to use a nat 20.
Okay, what are your bonuses?
My insight's +5.
Okay, yeah, she got it.
Okay.
Just a little bit more than me.
Okay, so that's a nat 20 from Alaris and a nat 20 from Samara. All right, Alaris. Samara puts on a good face, but that one little twitch, yeah, you got her.
Alaris is gonna lean really close to Samara. I know.
Personal space.
Yeah, like you had that earlier. We are having a chat later. She like.
No,
take
we're
us
not. Home.
As you say home and you touch the rune, just the portal opens and you all get sucked in. And music change. And map change. You're all bloop, 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 dropped out into Moontown. You find yourselves in the main plaza. You are alone.
Alaris has like scooted herself close to Samara because she about to just like corner her the moment they're away from everybody else.
Samara.
Hold on. Where'd it go? Samara's clicking her boots of speed and running away. She's gonna make it look like she's running in an opposite direction, but she's gonna go to the brothel or whatever. I can't remember what it's called.
The Havenry.
Yeah, the Havenry. She's gonna go see Meg.
Okay. Yeah, Samara's gone.
I'm thinking about it a little bit. I'll find you later. It's fine.
As you get back, you find that Frost slowly makes his way towards the plaza here. And he sees Alaris, and you see that smug, just kind of like, hey, kind of smile coming on. But then he sees Nell, and you see him kind of straighten up a bit and compose himself a bit. Samara's not here. Adon is still here with you. He slowly comes up, and he says, Nell, I'm so glad that you're back. I've been wanting to talk to you about something.
About Pinecone eating the furniture, I am sorry.
No. Don't trouble yourself with something like that.
Okay.
He looks very pointedly at Adon and Alaris, and then back at Nell. Do you think there's somewhere where we can talk in private?
Probably.
I have a very important question for just you.
Oh, okay. Is it about the menu at the inn? Oh, I have wine. I don't know how old it is. Don't know how well it's aged. We'll need testing.
Anybody looking at Frost can see that he's kind of doing like a little bit of the anxious wiggly, like clip-clopping a little, like kind of shifting his weight, and he says, No, it's not about the menu. It's yeah, I just want to talk to you about something.
Oh, okay. Lead the way.
He looks around, indecisive, not sure where to go.
By that barrel
I guess
over
we'll
there?
just leave then. Alaris takes the Dawn.
Nell hasn't been here long enough to actually have like a space. She's just
Yeah.
like, I don't know where to go.
Alaris starts looking for Samara's tracks. Because, she's a ranger. That's a thing
Okay.
she can do.
Yeah, roll me survival.
Maybe. She
Maybe.
doesn't have any points in survival, but let's see.
4. You pick a direction.
Yep.
You
and
drag
I
a
take
Dawn.
a Dawn with me.
Okay. No, as the two of you are alone here by the fountain, Frost says, "Oh, have a seat." Kind of cultishly tosses his horse head over towards the edge of the fountain.
No, we'll sit.
Okay.
And, like dangle her legs.
He like kind of does like the horse sitting where like he's kind of like, laying a little bit, trying to lower himself down closer to you. He says, "Okay, I'm about to tell you my origin story.
What?
If that's all right with you.
Do I need to take notes?
I would prefer if you don't. It's quite
Okay.
private. You see, I wasn't always a unicorn. You might say, I'm a little cursed, actually.
Oh.
Yeah. Listen, I've gotten to spend quite a bit of time with you, and, I wanted to let you know that I like you. Like, a lot. Like, more than anyone else in Moontown. Like, do you maybe want to date me?"
Kind of like just goes over like Nell's head. Kind of like,
It's okay if you don't. I know it's strange. I wouldn't date a unicorn.
she's kind of like, it's like her mind is like working. She's like trying to like get from point A to point B, but it's like not computing.
Yeah, as he sees that you're struggling, he's like, "Let me tell you my origin story. You see, my name is Frostus. It's a U.S. after Frost. I was once a prince.
Mm-hmm.
And, I
wasn't your conventional prince. I decided to make out my own fortune instead of inheriting it from my father. So I went out and pursued a career as a gentleman pirate.
Not a bartender?
No, that has been a very, very unfortunate turn of events.
You seem really suited to it, though.
Yeah, I'm quite adaptable. I've, really had to try to make things work. I don't have hands. But maybe one day my curse will be broken.
Do you know how you got the curse? At all?
I pissed off a very beautiful woman.
What'd you do?
I stole from her.
What'd you take?
You see him just blushing. And he kind of like lowers his little horse head and he kind of uses his hoof to like kind of scratch at his face. You could tell that he's very, very embarrassed.
I stole some magical underwear.
What were you going to do with it?
I don't know.
And did you give it back?
Yes, I tried. It was too late.
And you said you were sorry?
I did.
And meant it?
I did. I was very sorry. She turned me into a unicorn. She thought it would be quite funny.
You know where this person is now?
I have no idea.
How long has it been?
I stopped counting the years.
Oh. You think she'd still find the joke funny?
No. I don't know.
Doesn't matter what form you are. I imagine you'd want to be back to your normal self. But,
I was a very handsome tiefling.
okay. You look nice as a unicorn?
Kind of straightens a bit. Just cultishly tosses his head. You just see like glitter.
Thank you. I pride myself in my appearance.
What would you want to do on a date? I guess I could bake something.
You could. I don't really know. I didn't really think this far.
Oh. I've never been on a date before, so I don't know either.
You know, how about I get back to you with details?
Okay.
All right.
Now, this date, it's just us, or do we bring friends? I don't know how this works.
Whatever you're comfortable with. Yeah. Just don't tell them my origin story.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why don't you want people to know that you were a tiefling before?
Listen, I've paid a lot of attention to Adon. Adon asks way too many questions. I don't want to have to explain how I got cursed by stealing some underwear. That was a very poor decision. No one should do that. Ever. And yeah.
Lesson learned.
Yeah. It's awful. Anyway, I'm going... You see him, like, get up. Just blushing again. I'm going to go.
Okay.
Bye. And he just, like, can't decide which way to go. And then he just goes a direction.
And that way, if you want to...
No, bye.
Okay.
And he's gone. Samara, as you make your way over to the Havenry, you find Megara, the nymph there, and she is currently folding some towels at the front desk. And she says, "Oh, Samara, I was looking for you. I'm sure you know by now that Uklot is gone. Uklot left with me a message that she would be keeping an eye on Asna."
Okay, thank you. Yeah. You need some help?
Yes. You know, I will never turn down a helpful hand.
Trying to hide from something right now, so.
Oh, I'm very good at hiding people.
Perfect.
Let's put you in the back room, have you folding some towels. How does that sound?
That sounds amazing.
Excellent. So she grabs like a basket and she leads you into the back. You pass through some lavender chiffon curtains and into a wide stony room. And within there, she sets it down on a bench and she begins to lightly ask you questions about your latest adventure.
Yeah. You know, we found a vampire and don't really understand. Everything seems so vague about it. Just like we just went there to fight him and that was it.
Well, Megara gently puts one of her hands onto yours. I think whatever it is that you decide to do, it's meaningful and it's worthwhile. You have a good head on your shoulders, and I have total faith that what you're doing is important.
That makes one of us.
She gives a little pat. She says, "I'll give you some space. Take your time. Stay as long as you need."
You need any money?
No, I'm good, thank you.
I feel bad.
Why do you feel
Okay.
bad? You
Well,
don't
I
have to
mean,
pay me. We're
I'm
friends.
I know, but okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Who
Who is it that you're hiding from?
Oh, I'm hiding from Alaris.
Right. I'll be sure to turn Alaris away.
Thank you.
Gives you a wink and... I don't know why I was going to say wiggles out of the room, but I guess she does. So that's what came to my brain. Okay, she wiggles out of the room. As you're left in the comfortable quiet of the back room, and you are methodically folding towels here, you find a peace, a sense of serenity, some peace of mind. And in this moment, you feel fucking powerful for some reason. I don't know. It's late. You've drawn the Fates card.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
You can alter an event. You can't bring back a dead god, and you can't restore Hecate while you're folding towels. I couldn't think of a good time.
Right now.
No.
The threads of fate.
Yeah,
With your
threads, towels, fate.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, yeah.
Mhm.
No.
The story writes itself.
For my Fates card, I want everybody to forget that I have a secret. Besides that, it just looks like me and Calibor might be a thing.
Nell already thinks
So-
that, so.
Okay.
I want Alaris to not be suspicious of me anymore at all, and I don't want
be
it done.
suspicious.
Don't
be
be
suspicious.
suspicious.
Did you still tell Adon that Calibor likes them?
No. I'm like completely erasing that because that's pretty much what started Alaris to be like, there's something you're not sharing with me.
Okay. Okay. We'll talk about this in specific details off of stream, but yeah. So as you do that, you find some quiet comfort in the back of the Havenry. And the screen fades to black. Diapani.
Oh my god.
Stella. Japanese stands some time ago by the exit of Moontown near Winna. Winna says, "Take good care of the champions. I hope to find them in good health later. We don't know what kind of situation Mount Olympus will surmise to be." Diapani gently pats her on the shoulder. "I will do my best. It is of my most prioritized duty to take care of Lady Samara and all of those that mean so much to her." Very good. And you see Winna step out and exit Moontown. And as Diapani turns to leave, a shadowy hand reaches out from the door, grabs her throat, and yanks her through. You have drawn the Donjon card.
Which one's?
The Donjon card means someone important to you gets kidnapped.
The same card that took Blueberry.
Yeah. Yeah. So, do you have
Just collecting your minions at this point. You're just like, this one's mine, and this one's mine, and this one's mine.
You better keep getting
Kidnapped.
minions before they start coming for party members.
Just thin them out a little bit. You're gonna lose your shark next.
Not
I'm gonna lose
bitey.
Meg. Not bitey.
Not bitey. And that's where we're gonna end our session for today. Sorry. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. Thank you so much for all of the show of support, and thank you so much to the Lady May for hosting us for this very special episode. We're gonna go around and tell you about who we are, where you can find us, and what our favorite part of the session was today. And we will start off with EJ.
Hi everyone, my name is EJ. In chat, that's One Big Egg. On Twitter, at Several Big Eggs. Go ahead and check out my Twitter if you want to see what I'm doing in the near future. I'm going to be playing in a few fun games. I'm going to be playing with Bravo in a new Dark Souls game soon, so that's going to be fun. So check out my Twitter, more info. And the Context Unbound Twitter. And the Context Unbound Twitter.
God. Oh my
Still
god.
Post it.
Wait, hold on. Okay. Can I just say, fuck. The way that Twitter works when you're logged into multiple accounts is so
Sucks.
fucking annoying.
Yeah, it
It
is.
sucks so much.
When I'm guessing EJ posted this, the tonight. No? Who posted that? It was EJ. Of course it was EJ. It was a close up of a face. Of course it was EJ. As soon as I saw that, like the tonight, and there's an image of like a cat, just like this, right? As soon as I saw it, I was like, "That's so fucking funny!" Like and retweet. I liked and retweeted it on the context of
I see that.
and I was like, "Fuck!" And then I switched over to my account and did the same thing. It's so awkward. Yeah. Here's that tweet. You should check it out and like it because it's fucking funny.
I think I've never been funnier than when I posted that Adon and the spirits commune tweet. That was a very good one.
That was very
a
good.
one.
I don't think I've ever had a funnier moment in my life. So follow the Twitter.
Yeah, so for context, the Context Unbound is just shit posting. That's it. That's Yeah.
It's good. It's good.
did you have a favorite moment?
Oh my god. I mean, I really liked the Calibor has a crush on you. That was good. That was, the wheels were fucking turning.
So if I got you alone, I 100% believe I would have got you to believe that.
Oh, I did. Adon's brain was a absolute
You're
train
like-
wreck. It's literally like you dropped a bomb inside of my brain. Yeah, but
I can save it for another time. I hit
everything's
the
back
undo
to
button.
normal now. Yeah.
I literally just hit the undo button.
Oh god.
Excellent. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Next we have Dungeon Dame.
Not me about to text or tweet on Context Unbound. No, not me. Hi, I'm Dungeon Dame. EJ, did you say your favorite part of the show? You did? Did I? Was
Yes,
I missing
I
it? Was
did.
I tweeting?
Yes, you were.
You can find me all over the internet, so Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, here on Twitch, and also Stella Luna's Discord channel all the time as Dungeon_Dame. And I think my favorite part of this evening was... There were so many good parts. Because I'm about to tweet about it, calling Calibor's bottom a charcuterie board. So.
Nice. Yeah. The phone goes back up.
God. Anyways, continue.
Thank you so much. Next we have Giggly.
Hi, I'm Giggly. You can find me here on Twitch at GigglyDendroLegus or on Twitter at GigglyDendro. I don't know, the whole thing where I was playing that me and Calibor were like a thing, I just love that. Because I'm like, why do you guys believe this? Why do any of you believe this?
Because it's funny.
I know. I'm just like, I'm gonna roll with it.
I love it. I can't wait to see how Avalon reacts to this.
Oh my
Yeah.
god. I can't wait to see how Cassie reacts.
Yes. Oh. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Next we have our lovely host, May.
I'm May. I can be found on the internets on Twitter there, the Lady May. And sometimes here, hopefully more here, on my own channel. Hello, hi. This is where I stream things. Hopefully more tabletop stuff to come. If not, I'm on Stella's channel for Unbound on Fridays at this time slot. We're just over there. Geez. Yeah. I think the night was just gold as usual. But I think just the fact that Adon was trying to communicate with Calibor and then just told him to go. And then just him stopping and leaving.
I thought it would foster, a different kind of communication. I don't know how to start discourse in a friendly way.
Excellent. Thank you so much. I'm Stella Luna. If you want to make me happy, follow the Lady May if you aren't already. I also stream here on Twitch at Stella Luna. We're on there, yeah. You can find all of our episodes on YouTube. And my favorite part was on my notes I said add a clown, a dummy, thick, juicy, voluptuous, contortionist clown. I forgot
That's
to
because
do that.
Cassie told you that I like clowns.
I forgot
What?
to do
and I
that.
don't like clowns.
Well, that didn't happen. That's
No
my favorite
clowns,
part, that didn't happen.
Me too. Me too.
Yeah, I think I just had fun prepping for this because I was like, there's gonna be a bunch of random bullshit that goes on here, and I thought it was like a really cute opening scene that we had with Pinecone and just like the really casually coasting, Adon walking, like power walking alongside, like it was pretty cute. I thought it was pretty cool. A lot of filling in some plot stuff, showing, yes, Pinecone is fine. Quickfoot is running a business, I thought it was pretty cute.
Except for Blueberry.
Yeah.
And now Diapani.
Yeah. I mean, it'll be fine.
They're all
Like,
disappearing.
they're just getting kidnapped left and right,
It
No big
literally
deal.
was like, don't you ever do anything with Diapani, and I'm worried about them. And she's like, snatched.
I take. Thank you so much, everyone. We will be back Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern Time with more Unbound. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Please take care of yourselves. Have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you next time. Bye, everybody!